What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Saturday night stream. Hope you guys are ready for a good one. We got lots of fun stuff to talk about. Marvel, we got DC, even a smidge of Star Wars. I hope you guys are ready for a good time. It's Batman Day. We got a big Batman story and a lot of Marvel stuff. So, fill your cup and light your smoke because it's time to get nerdy. Hello, everybody. Well, welcome to the Saturday night stream here in the basement. I am chilling, and I am here to bestow upon you the nerdy news of the last few days and my thoughts on it, and to get your thoughts on it, and to talk about all the thoughts that we may have. How has the back half of everyone's week been? Spicy Dan and Delta Dan up in this bitch right from jump. Thank you guys. How y'all doing? You're lurking. How you doing? If you're on the replay, how you doing? Hope you guys have been doing well. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, if you have not yet done so, hit up that subscribe and that notification bell. That way you know when it's time to hang out in the basement and get nerdy. Yep. Thought it works. How's everyone doing? I'm going to be getting a new boom in the not too distant future. This one has about had it. It's not really built for this mic. Like, real talk. It's built for a much lighter mic. Does not want to stay put. You can literally watch right on me. It spins away and then continues to drift. Makes me chase it. Bunch of bullshit. Anyway, what's going on with y'all? Anything fun happen? Saturday night scream. Who's screaming? I'm not screaming. At least not yet. Actually, I can't scream. I do not have an isolated office with soundproofing or anything cool like that yet. So, I have to restrain some boisterousness that I may otherwise engage in. See if that helps. Probably not. But, whatever. Anything fun going on? Anything fun went on last couple days? What up, Rob? My guy, my man, my brother. Gas X evening. What the fuck? You got some. You got excess flatulence, my guy. Like what's with the Gas X? What's happening? Or you have too much gas that will not come out? Are you bloated? Do you have a bloated feeling? I mean, you always look bloated, but do you feel bloated? I mean, I'm saying I don't look bloated, but you know. Went swim with the kiddos, barbecued for a mother-in-law's birthday party. Well done, sir. Swimming, good. Barbecue, good. Keeping the mother-in-law happy, good. You do have a bloated feeling. That's a bummer. I hate that shit. It's super uncomfortable. I mean, I have to walk around looking bloated all the time. Why should I have to feel it too? What bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit, I say. I should just have Alex fucking jump on your stomach and call it a day, man. I'll blow any gas in there right out your butthole. I mean, probably at an extraordinarily high rate of speed, which will then cause your sphincter to blast open and then slam shut. And it'll really fucking hurt, but at least you won't have the bloated feeling anymore. That seems reasonable, right? Seems reasonable to me. What do you think? Mocha Bean is into her 5th week of recovery and rehab, so she knows everything. Puppy. This is not medical advice, chat. Hey, it's whatever I fucking want it to be, bro. Besides, encouraging someone to have their 14-year-old son jump up and down on their body to force out excess gas is really not what I would call medical advice. At least not good medical advice. Yeah. Not good. But if it's not good, does it even really count as medical advice? I mean, I suppose technically any advice, good or bad, is still advice. So, I mean, what you can't cure by having your 14-year-old kid jump on your stomach with, you can probably cure with some of Spicy Dan's hot sauce. All natural, homegrown, homemade. Yeah. Yeah, I'm shelling for you, Spicy Dan. I got you, guy. You can sniff it and clean out your sinuses, or eat it and clean out your colon. That's another marketing ploy for you, Spicy Dan. You can espouse the medical benefits of your hot sauce, or the health benefits, I should say, not medical health. Clear sinuses, clear colon. Yeah. She did get some meatballs when you were cooking? Aw. I bet she loved that shit. And you, like, now, when you say you were making meatballs, are you talking about those fucking gargantuan ass ones you make, or just like the normal size meatballs? I mean, either one's good. Shout out Spicy Dan's hot sauce could do the trick. I'm saying. I mean, hot sauce is for more than just setting your, you know, tongue and esophagus and your mouth and your stomach and your butthole on fire. You know, that whole track. More golf ball than baseball. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, do we want to get into it, chat? Are we ready? Shall we get in? Ooh, wait, what do you got? You had some appetizer crockpot meatballs at the party? You ate too much, you're bloated too. Yeah. Yeah. I feel that, man. I do that to myself way too often. Especially if the food's like really good. I just shovel and shovel and shovel, and then I'm like, God damn it. And then I just want to sit around and do nothing. Yeah. Smoked ribs, tri tip, and sausage, plus all the sides and apps. Oh my. Wish I was there. Wish I was there. That sounds amazing. Right up my alley. Num 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 num. Didn't even have cake. There was cake too. Oh my god. See, that's where I really would have injured myself because, like, I probably would have eaten too much main course stuff, and then I've been like, God damn it, there's cake, and then I would have just forced it because I fucking love cake. Cake is my favorite. I love cake more than pie, more than ice cream. I love cake. Cupcakes are obviously basically the same thing, just, handheld. It was a birthday party. Yeah. Oh, right. I forgot it was a birthday. Of course they had cake. Leave me alone. Been a long week. I don't have to think that hard. It's Saturday, God damn it. Your upcoming sauce is so hot it scares you. That's impressive, actually. You gotta love it when someone is scared of their own creation. Never bodes well in movies. You ever notice that? Someone creates something in a movie and then they end up scared of it. It's not good. Not good for them. It's not good for anybody. Maybe you should just not make that sauce anymore. All the kids had cake and ice cream. I know my kids say space in their stomach when they see cake. Yeah, I mean, that's the prudent move. I just cram myself more. And then complain to myself about the fact that I did that because, But yeah, that's generally how I roll. Is I eat too much regular food and then there's dessert and I'm like, I wait literally long enough just to feel marginally less bloated from the main course, and then I cram in way too much dessert. Yeah, that's why I'm tubby. What up, Griff? Oh yeah, do you have a name for that Delta Dan? If you don't, call it scared shitless, because that shit'll scare you when you taste it, and then you'll still end up shitless after everything flies out of your body on a burning hot liquid slide. Yeah. Mm, beer sauce? No, that's lame. Ultimate Sinister 7? Oh, there you go. Ultimate Sinister 7 sounds cool. Just call it Fear in a Bottle. Or just Fear. What's the name of that hot sauce? Fear. Damn. People be curious at the very least. Guessing there's 7 peppers in it? I think it's a pretty safe guess. And I assume like there are no mild peppers in that mix at all. Yeah, I need to order. What was that sauce we were talking about last time, Dan? Was it the sweet, some kind of sweet barbecue sauce or something? It sounded really good. I think there was garlic involved in it, if I remember correctly. What was that one? Some kind of garlic something or other. That sounds amazing. I need to quit being a fucking procrastinating shit and order it. What was it? What was it? I know there's garlic involved because I love garlic, and that's the part that sticks out the most to me because I love garlic. Did I mention I love garlic? C-Dub! What's happening? What's crack-a-lackin'? We're just talking about food, man. You like food. You're from the Lou. Ginger garlic. Maybe that was it. It's funny watching your wife try the Sinister Six. I take it she's not big on the heat. A little much for her, was it? Brooke! Just got back from watching Demon Slayer. Talking about Infinity Castle. Yeah, that movie's fucking killing it, bro. That movie is killing it. Give your cornholio a break. Go easy on the garlic and spices. Oh, I don't eat very much spice at all. But I do put garlic salt on my Michelina's lunches. Kills the bland. Oh, that's fine. Allium ember sauce? Ooh. I've been seeing some fresh red Scotch bonnets recently. Tried on last night and lit my ass up. Yeah. EDC was gone a matter of days. I'd been on a taco binge that week. Anime's taking over. It's fucking... It's starting. It's getting there. You're the only one that can handle Sinister Six in that household is C-Dub. Cool. All right. Nice. All right. Fair chunk of the regular basement crew is here. Cool. Let us get down to entertaining you all with some nerdy news, which is the reason why you're here, outside of, the fact that we all like each other and it's a good excuse to hang out and chit-chat about whatever. Let us begin. Let us begin with a little Star Wars update. A Star Wars update. We have a rumored casting for the father for Ahsoka Season 2. And it is this fella, Sharto Copley. Sharto Copley is rumored to be playing the father in Ahsoka Season 2. Now, this is the original post. I'm guessing this is what he looked like in Maleficent, because District 9 looked nothing like this. And we have this comparison to this comparison. Then we have this comparison to this comparison, and this one looks much better. Like, for real. Now, the father. Now, we obviously, seeing this at the end of Ahsoka Season 1, we're like, oh yeah, we're more to sing up like motherfuckers. But we weren't, we theorized a lot that, the actual Mortis gods were going to show up in Ahsoka Season 2. But, it was all theory. I mean, technically, this is still in the realm of theory, but rumor, because this has yet to be officially confirmed. However, if they are casting for the father, cool that it appears to be this guy. Looks like they won't have to do too much. I mean, they're going to have to do some fair chunk. He has the general look, I guess is how I should put that. He has the general look. And I just think it's cool. Like, it's cool to see that it, like, a lot of our theorizing is at least looking like it's going to get validated. Now, one of my original theories was that Anakin was basically the father. And he still could be like the modern iteration of the father. They could be using this dude as a flashback version of the father, and maybe Anakin is now the new father. And of course, the reason we thought Anakin is the father is because the father is like the neutral form of the Force, or the form of the the representative. Uh, he represented like the Force in its entirety, which means he could use either side. And of course, we saw Anakin use both sides in the middle part of Ahsoka season 2. So in the world between worlds. So of course we're Anakin is now the father. I mean, that was the whole point of them bringing him to Mortis in the first place, was so because the father wanted him to fucking take over anyway. So of course it was, isn't based off of that. It's not like it was a stretch to be like, oh, okay, now Anakin's the father. Look, he can use both sides of the Force like the father, yada yada yada. But now it looks like they're casting specifically for the father, which on the surface means could very well mean that the Anakin as the father theory is now toast, or they could be using him in like a flashback thing, and Anakin could still be the father. They could have cast him to explain how it went from this guy to Anakin being the father, or what have you. They met up. He can, he and Anakin met back up, and Anakin's like, yeah, you were right. You can go ahead and retire now. I got this shit. But yeah. What do you guys think? You liked him in District 9? Josh said he has a cool voice. That's cool. I don't recall what he sounds like, because I haven't watched District 9 in so fucking long, and I haven't watched Maleficent ever. Honestly, I should, though. I heard that's actually one of the better live-action adaptations of one of their cartoon characters. I heard Maleficent's actually good. I should get around to watching it maybe sometime. This is another reason I could be like, oh, this guy's going to be the father, and then I'll decide if that's a good idea or not. Oh, District 9 was good. I remember watching it. I remember enjoying it. I, however, have not watched it in so very long. I don't remember what this guy was like in it. Was he the dude that ended up turning into the alien? Like, who was he in that movie? Like, I actually, you know what? Don't even bother, because I still won't fucking remember. I just need to go back and watch that fucking movie, basically. What that boils down to. But, on the surface, very cool that they're casting specifically for the father, because they're casting for the father. There would be absolutely no reason why they might not be, or why they wouldn't be looking to specifically cast the son and the daughter. And if they're going to cast the son, they better fucking get Sam Witwer. Give me Sam Witwer in live action as the son. You sons of bitches. Now, they're going to do more flashback scene for the people that haven't watched the cartoons with Obi-Wan, Anakin, and young Ahsoka. Ooh, I like that. That makes a lot of sense, too. That makes a lot of sense. Even though Ewan was attempting to deny that he wasn't in there and said they were talking about his wife, Captain Hera Syndulla has cakes. But yeah. It had already been rumored that he and what's her fuzz Ariana Greenblatt were coming back as Obi-Wan and young Ahsoka. So, well, younger Ahsoka now at this point, but yeah, that was the guy that turned into the alien. Okay, you haven't watched Clone Wars? Well, I mean, I haven't watched Borderlands or not Borderlands, but what's the fucking other one? I said Borderlands, and I didn't mean Borderlands. I only said Borderlands because that's been like one of the ads on fucking Hulu while we're watching Alien Earth. What's the one I'm thinking of? God damn it. The one that was on Prime. The other video game adaptation. Walton Goggins and shit. Fallout. I haven't watched Fallout, so. But you need to watch Clone Wars, Delta Dan. And Rebels if you haven't watched that either. I thought Josh said Sam was playing the son, but he could be wrong. Well, now this article is from fucking literally 2 years ago. When the hell was Ahsoka season 1? Was this before that article was written? Or anything from newer than fucking. Okay. And obviously, Ahsoka's gonna be in the Ahsoka Ghost. Bean Red. Feud Wang. Everyone's favorite war criminal. I mean, they're not wrong, but yes. Zeb, hell yeah. Anakin, yes. Akbar, okay, cool. We're gonna get Akbar. Thrawn, of course. Yes, the new Balin Skull. Shin Hati. Okay, Captain again. And that's it. Okay. Those are the confirmed characters. And this is as of the date. And this is of April of this year. Yeah. You watch Clone Wars and Rebels? Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah, so I would say, it's not confirmed because it still says he's rumored. Um, but yeah, we're definitely getting Mortis arc. And if we're getting the father, we better goddamn well be getting the son and the daughter. Even though, again, based on that owl, Ahsoka might now be the daughter. But if they're going like a flashback to when they were actually on Mortis from those Clone Wars episodes, then again, it could be the case that, yes, as of the part of the timeline that the Ahsoka show is in now, that yes, Ahsoka is now the daughter and Anakin is now the father. And they could still be casting for the father, the son, and the daughter due to flashbacky type shit. Was Hayden on that list? Yes, he was. Yeah, he's confirmed. Obi-Wan and young Ahsoka are not confirmed. This dude is technically not confirmed. This is a rumor. But yeah, Still, though, anything that makes it look like they're going Mortis in any way, shape, or form, I'm here for. I fucking love the Mortis arc episodes. Oh my god. So yeah, I like it. Casting for the father, that dude seems like he's gonna, he at least has the look. Marvel. Abeloth. It's everything seems to be pointing that way. Everything seems to be pointing that. So, any other thoughts on the Star Wars thing before we move on to how anime is going to take the fuck over? Talk more about how anime is going to take the fuck over and evidence thereof. All right. Anime it is. As Brooke mentioned earlier, he went and saw Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Well, that motherfucker is killing it. This was when the hell did he post it? Okay. This was as of yesterday from Luis Fernando. What? Demon Slayer beats Pokemon as the new all-time anime film king at the U.S. box office. Grossed a strong $2.6 million on Thursday, a 29.3% drop from Wednesday discount day. Again, biggest Wednesday non-opening day of all time for any international film in the U.S., beating Pokemon the movie, 1.6 million. It hits an 87.4 million cum in the U.S., beating Pokemon's entire $85.7 million run as the highest grossing anime film of all time and number 2 highest grossing international film in the U.S. in just 7 days. Theater was packed. Well, this is why. This weekend, and remember, he posted this yesterday. We're not even going to get the final numbers until Monday. This weekend, it will become the first anime in history to cross the $100 million mark in the U.S. And, depending on how strong a hold it has, could already beat Chinese film Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon's $128 million or $128.1 million run as the biggest international title to ever hit U.S. soil. If not, it will surely get there next, week. This fucking movie is crushing it. It's destroying Pokemon. It's about to... Yeah, it's about to it's about to make more money in the U.S. than Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and take over not just the biggest international animated feature to hit our shores, the biggest period ever. Of all time. No other international movie is making or will make as much as this one to this point. This motherfucker is about to break all the goddamn records. At least domestically, it would appear. An anime movie. Now, here's the thing about this. And there, as usual, on the surface, you'd be like, well, fuck. Anime is going to dominate everything, and it doesn't matter what anime it is. Not true. A lot of people would like to have that hyperbolic initial reaction, or not like to, probably will have that hyperbolic initial reaction. It's human tendency to be like, holy shit, that news, it's automatically the best. Yes, we do that all the fucking time in various areas of our lot, or various things that we are fans of. It doesn't have to be nerdy stuff. Like, sports fans are very much like that. They go from week to week like, we're going to the championship, to where the season's fucking over. It's done. Start planning for the draft. Very, very, very similar thing. Now, I'm not saying anime isn't coming on strong and probably is going to take over. I believe it is. Or if not completely take over, it's going to be at the pinnacle of nerdy entertainment, or just entertainment in general, actually. I mean, it's already massive worldwide. I mean, what was that Netflix? Like 30% of all viewers on its platform globally watch anime, and like 50% of a certain age group watches, and it's crazy. And that's just on Netflix. I mean, forget the business Crunchyroll. Like, then you throw in the business Crunchyroll does, and like, however else people get their fucking access to anime. It's huge. It is fucking massive. Now, it's much more massive not here, but obviously it's growing here. Now, again, there's a little bit more to this beneath the surface, beneath the usual hyperbolic reactions that we tend to have these days on a frequent basis. The thing is Demon Slayer been around for a minute. It built its fan base from the ground up. It treated them well. It kept them highly entertained. And therefore, they all fucking showed up to the theater. But that's what I mean when I say not just any anime can do what this one's doing. This one had a well-built, slowly built, and now highly solid and fairly large fan base that it's curated from jump. And then now they're finally putting something in the theater, and it's blowing up because they built their audience the right way. Not every anime's been around long enough to do that, which means not every anime that you put in the theater is going to explode the way this does. This has history. It's got a lot of history, and it's all pretty good, at least so far as its fan base is concerned, because they showed the fuck up for this shit. But just keep in mind, though, there are reasons below the surface why this is happening for this movie. Right? It's not just because anime awesome, anime taking over. That's not the whole story. That's just the surface level stuff. Got to look into why. Like, really why, not just anime awesome. Of course it's making shit tons of money. More than that. It's the way that Demon Slayer built its audience. Now, there are other animes that are doing well in America that have done the same thing. Dragon Ball. One Piece built its audience, and now the live action show is doing well. The Last Airbender Avatar, character of Aang. Some of the live action didn't go so well. That movie was atrocious. I've never watched it. I trust the anime fans, especially when they all rise up in one voice and go, that movie was fucking bullshit. With a consensus like that, I know I don't even need to worry about repeating that sentiment. It's true. But obviously that means you also have to do it right. But yeah, the anime that's blowing up are animes that have history, that have not just built the audience and grown the audience, but they've grown the audience by at least a vast majority of the time. There are always people who are going to complain about whatever changes come up. Like, that's just facts, just life. Okay? Okay. However, barring that given of that, always a most of the time a small contingent, but there's always, the people that are like that, setting them aside. We're talking about IP that treats their fan base well, gives them what they want for the most part, and just takes care of them. And therefore, record setting stuff. So is anime coming on strong? Fuck yeah. Will it be the next big thing? It'll be right up there. It'll be right there. I think this and also video game video game adaptations are also coming on strong lately as well. So now, when you get into specific projects like the next video game adaptation movie that's coming up, Tron Ares, starring Morbius, probably not going to do that well. Probably not going to pop off. Probably not going to explode. Right? So, again, nothing's a guarantee. Yeah, I haven't watched it either. I've never been a big anime guy, at least not in my older years. I loved Voltron growing up. Like when I was a kid, I fucking loved Voltron. It was only much later I realized it was anime, and I'm like, really? Huh. Also, Robotech. I loved Robotech too, and that was also anime. Y'all remember Robotech? I know, like Voltron is like the big one, and then fucking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is basically a Voltron ripoff. Let's be real. But y'all remember Robotech? It was a contemporary of Voltron. Not like Power Rangers, which came after Voltron. Y'all remember Robotech? Elden Ring movie could be dope. Yes, there's good people on that, right? Like fucking people with hella resumes. Okay, okay. Alex Garland is directing and writing. Ooh, George R. R. Martin is the producer. A24 is doing it. They don't have a release date. Okay. Yeah, Alex Garland's got a pretty good rep. Can't think of what he's been in off the top of my head. Your resume, Buster. No, he's written 3 books. One of them's titled The Tesseract. What the fuck? It's from 1998. It has absolutely nothing to do with the Marvel Tesseract. Okay. Ooh, Jonathan Rhys Myers is in there. Okay. All right, here we go. He was a writer on 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. Ooh, he was a writer on Dredd, the Carl Urban version of the Judge Dredd story. Ex Machina, Annihilation. 28 years later, and 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Okay. He also directed Ex Machina, Annihilation, Men, Civil War, and Warfare. Okay. He was a story supervisor on Devil May Cry in 2013. All right. Won some British awards. Directors Guild of America Award. Film festival shit. Okay. He's not a slouch. And he's done video game shit before, specifically. Written some books. Okay. Cool. So yeah, that's who's doing the Elden Ring. That's who's doing the Elden Ring. Anyone else going to watch season premiere of Tulsa King? I have not watched Tulsa King. I also haven't watched Reacher. I haven't watched hardly any of that shit, man. I haven't watched like TV in a minute, like into a series and gotten like crushed it. I haven't done that. Like none of the Tyler Sheridan things, of course, including Tulsa King, which is a Tyler Sheridan show, I believe. Yep. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Fucking killing it, guys. Fucking killing it. Ugh. Doo-doo. Sam Jackson's in this new season. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. Looks like. Actually,
They have found us. Who found us? The undead.
ignore that. Oh, there's two of them. Okay. Cool. All right, let's watch. There's something I want to watch here. Play Screen Crush is a recap of that shit. That's cool. All right, so it's time to start getting into a little bit of Marvel shit. We're gonna start with the Marvel gaming stuff, and not Rivals. At least not this for this one. They dropped a new trailer for that Marvel Cosmic Invasion game, y'all. Check this shit out. I think. Let's see what this looks like. Oh,
Stay put, Joe.
ooh, Ghost Rider, Black Panther.
Zap them all. Give them a taste of my brain. Go forth, spirit of vengeance. Let's ride together. I'm fired up.
Venom.
Go crazy.
That's Cosmic Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Radium blade. The slash. Flaring skull. The strike. Enough. Cosmic sight. Cut off island.
I want that fucking game. I love how they designed it like shit I grew up on. And just like any game, I know I'm going to suck at it. But I want it. I want it. When the fuck does that come out? This year. um. Okay, Game 8 says winter this year. Well, it's fucking gonna be October in like a week and a half. So soon, guys. Double Dragon vibe, 100%. Also, well, actually, a lot of those games of that era, like that, reminds me a lot of the Mutant Ninja Turtles games. Remember the Mutant Ninja Turtle game? That was pretty fun. Reminds me of that. I don't. I just think that looks like so much fucking fun. Even though I won't do well at it because I just don't do well at video games. I need it. I think it looks fucking sick. Love the retro feel of it. I mean, let's just look at these characters. Way to Spider-Man, Nova, Wolverine, She-Hulk. I think that's Captain Marvel with a sword. Someone Cosmic Ghost Rider, Black Panther, Captain America, Venom, Thor, Storm, the Surfer. Obviously, we saw Thanos as a bad. I don't know who the fuck that's supposed to be. Doesn't look like Thanos. It's not purple. Almost looks like it could be a Nihilist, which makes sense if this is Cosmic Invasion. Y'all think that's a Nihilist? I think that could be a Nihilist, yo. And we did see all those other bug-looking things in the fighting scenes. Is a Nihilist the big bad of this game? Has that been confirmed? Is that more than a theory? Oh, it is a Nihilist. Okay. All right. So it's a Nihilist, and the Annihilation Wave is what we'll be fighting to stop in Cosmic Invasion. All righty. So maybe that's not Captain Marvel. Maybe this here is somebody else. Anywho, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, it comes out closer to now than like the end. Although, like honestly, from a marketing perspective, dropping this like right before Thanksgiving, it is cross-platform. You'll carry me. I mean, it's not like it wouldn't be the first time. Speaking of which, fucking, I don't know if there's something wrong with like my ears or my eyes or something, but the last two times we've played Rivals together, guys, um, on my last community stream, and then when we all were playing on Justin's most recent community stream, after playing for like an hour and a half or so, I get nauseous as fuck. I don't know if it's just because my shit's choppy because my video card is crap or something, or my RAM, or all of it. But like the night of our community stream, like when I got off, I don't know if y'all noticed, I got the fuck out of there like kind of fast, is because I was so sick of my stuff. I literally ended up puking. Like real talk. After the what was it, a couple 3 weeks ago on the Wednesday night when there was no news, so I was like, fuck it, we're just gonna play Rivals. Like I was so nauseous by the end of that stream, I literally puked. Then it happened again. So like I don't know if like that means I'm totally fucked with like motion sickness now, although I don't get motion sickness in cars or planes or anything else. I'm hoping it's just because like I need to upgrade my system in order to be able to play a game as big and whatnot as Rivals. Hopefully Cosmic Invasion, because I don't think graphics like that are going to pull on a video cards are going to tax video cards anywhere near as badly as Rivals would. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'm fine since Tuesday. Yeah, that episode was fucking crazy. Holy shit. I am guys, this Tuesday the season finale. Holy fuck. Alien Earth. But yeah, so I'm hoping it's just cuz it's choppy and shit. But because I haven't been on a roller coaster in literally probably 20 years, but I love them. Now I haven't seen the new Mantis one, but I got a little Rivals footage I wanted to go over. Um for a different character. Not a fan of the Xenomorph pet arc. I kind of like it. I mean, I'm not like I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, especially if like she gets this. Well, no, we'll see how that goes. Like seeing it in daylight kind of took you out. Xeno lung puppy, right? I don't know. I don't mind seeing the Xenomorph in new environments. I mean, it still like destroys on a massive scale. Um, no, I mean, I can see how it could be like off-putting in some ways. Like I really, really can. Yeah, I'm just not one of the people that it bothers. But I can understand why it would bother some. She's like she thinks she's the mother. Yeah, yeah. I mean, she was around since it was pretty fucking young. So there's probably some of that to it as well. Mantis and Invisible One's bikini skins are very nice. See, I haven't seen Mantis's, but shoes I did actually wanna. Yeah, talking about this. Talking about this. The eye is the freakiest thing ever. Well, I'd say the eye is the freakiest thing ever next to the Marvel's devs. They're pretty freaky. Or her invisible form just highlights dim cheeks even more. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. But she's been doing her squats, that's for damn sure. Eyes so intense somehow at hosting a lamb is terrifying. Yeah, the sheep is creepy as fuck. The sheep is 100% creepy as fuck. Yeah, so yeah, the devs are gooners is goonery as fuck. And as I said, call them gooners all you want. They know their audience and cater to it because they know their audience is gooners. Put the eyeball in the doctor lady. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who he was referring to. Should I look up the mantis one? Okay, well, looking it up on Twitter does nothing. The internet's not being very helpful. Is this it? I do look good. I do look good. What the fuck? There we go. Yeah, should be at her. All right, kill her. You got us and who by Lesnar tonight on was that a pay per view? I thought it was free on the Netflix. Yeah, I saw that on the TwitX. Yeah, Lesnar was F4ing everybody, or F5ing everybody, whatever the fuck he calls it. F5. He's obviously still on gear, unlike The Rock and Bautista. People are like, are they on Ozempic? No, motherfucker. They just stopped taking gear. That's it. No more complicated than that. They weren't injecting GLP ones like like heroin. They just got off the gear. Need the ESPN app now? Oh, that's lame. I mean, I have it. Yeah, the Invisible Woman skin is. Rock looks weird as hell now. Yeah. Well, I mean, evidently he's making like another independent movie kind of thing based on a kid's book. What's that, Griff? Rumors Rock had a heart scare. Well, I mean, makes sense. You have a heart scare. You better get off the fucking gear. So what is that link, Griff? Oh, that's the Mantis skin? Okay. Oh. All right. No sound. No sound. All right, let's check this shit out together. Start from the beginning. Okay, yeah. So we've seen Sue skin from behind. How about I want to see the Mantis cheek? I'll be honest. I'm gonna goon like a motherfucker. Let's go. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that worked. That worked. All right. Oh yeah. Here's a fun one. Daredevil Born Again has already been officially greenlit for a season 3. Probably some jiggle physics, yeah. Although there's Dev's jiggle physics. There's real life jiggle physics. That's real life jiggle physics. Okay. All right. There's Rivals jiggle physics, and then there's real life jiggle physics. I still say real life jiggle physics is better. What do you guys think? All right, guys. Here's the rule. You can play all the rivals you want while you're watching the stream. I don't care. But I need engagement in chat so YouTube likes me more. So you are required between every game to throw some shit in chat and then go back to playing. But yeah, real life jiggle physics greater than rivals jiggle physics. Meanwhile, I'm going to watch this just a few more times. Anyway. Excuse me. Anyway, just for comparison's sake, with all respect to Mantis, Sue Storm, and Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, I've heard Euphoria is really good, and I heard she's naked a few times in that motherfucker too. You saw that clip before the Emmys might have tuned in for a bit, right? I've heard good things about White Lotus as well. Okay, anyway. Daredevil Born Again already been greenlit for a 3rd season. I know, and but I got to issue It makes me feel better to issue reminders, okay? Just understand that. Anywho. Yes, they've already said Daredevil Born Again deserves a season 3. Why is this significant? Well, for one thing, season 1 not well received. Season 2 not out yet. We have no idea how good it's going to be. The set photos make it look like it's going to be really fucking good. You know, black suit, big old red double D's. And who doesn't like big old double D's? You know? But again, sight unseen for season 2. And they're already greenlighting season 3. So, what conclusion can we draw from that? Well, obviously, they think season 2 is going to be a banger. They expect it to do, obviously, they expect it to do a fuck ton better than season 1 did. And I would say it's got a pretty fair chance of, well, I mean, I should say I was about to say it's got a much better chance of being, or a really good chance of being better in season 1, but that's not extremely difficult to achieve. So I'm going to rephrase that and say I think it has a chance to be much better than season 1, primarily because it's not going to be Frankenstein together. You married some double D's, me too. And also the rest of her, but yes. Yeah, so they obviously think season 2 is going to be really fucking good, and it has a really good chance because again, it's not Frankenstein together like season 1 was. Like it's the same team that wrote and did all of it and all that shit, so that'll help. um, but yeah, they must have a lot of confidence in season 2 already have to officially already have greenlit season 3. What do you guys think? Think that's a little quick? Oh, and one other thing about that, this will be the first MCU Disney Plus show to get a third season. No other Disney Plus show has got more than 2. MCU Disney Plus show has got more than 2, not 1. I mean, let's think about Falcon and Winter Soldier, 1 season. WandaVision, 1 season. Agatha Long, 1 season. Moon Knight, 1 season. Ms. Marvel, 1 season. Loki got 2. What else has there been? Secret Invasion, 1 season. Hawkeye, 1 season. Okay, you know what? What If got a third season, so technically this is the first live action MCU Disney Plus show to get more than 2 seasons. I'd forgotten about that. What If actually got a third already. So What If's the first one to get more than 2. This is the first live action one to get more than 2. Yeah. What do you guys think, though? You think this is a good move, bad move, premature? What do you think? What do you think about them already green lighting season 3 of Daredevil Born Again? What do you guys think? Think it's a good move? Want to see more Daredevil? I mean, me too, but I want it to be good. Like, not just that I think is good. I want it to be like widely considered by the fandom good. I want that bitch to chart good. I mean, really fucking good. And I'm down. I am 100% down. I really do think season 2 is going to be not just better than season 1, but much, much, much better than season 1. I think it is going to. I think, okay, rating or charting wise, viewership wise, I think it's going to be a slow start. I mean, depending on the marketing and depending on how many people actually bother to check out the marketing or see the marketing. Um, you know, depending on how that goes, this could change what I'm about to say. But as what up, Brennan? But as of right now, based on how the first season went, they're starting off behind the 8 ball for viewership for season 2. Now, again, a good effective marketing push could change that. And then good word of mouth once it's out and people are like, oh my fucking God, this is so much better. That could help push viewership numbers too. So I think by the end of season 2, like it'll be rolling viewership wise, but I don't know. They're gonna have to market the shit out of it, and they're gonna have to do a damn good job if they want people to like jump in from from episode 1. do, 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 do. Yeah, Netflix Daredevil was peak, Delta Dan. Oh, I'm sure. I have no. I mean, based on the set photos, we're going to get a ton of Karen in this season. It looks like her and well, based on the finale with those two together outside where Frank was held before he escaped, and based on a lot of the set photos we've seen, we're going to get a lot of Karen in this season, which is good because her character is dope and Deborah Ann Wall is fucking beautiful. So, yeah, yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited for season 2. I'm excited that they've greenlit a season 3. Executive Judge. Wait, did I miss some junk? Um, Depends what you've been looking at. Nothing major. We just talked about a rumored casting for the father in Ahsoka season 2. So is Frank going to appear in the special first or season 2? Whichever one releases first. I think Daredevil season 2 comes out before the special. You know what? Let's do it this way. I saw a list. Oh, no, that's not a good search. Okay. Uh, Phrasing it that way. Nothing. All right. What am I going to do with Gen V and Zombies since that comes out on the same day? I haven't decided yet. I don't know. We may end up watching like a lot of shit. We may watch all of Zombies and Gen V next, and the one episode of Gen V that comes out next Wednesday. We might just go hard again next Wednesday. Watch a lot of shit. Because Tuesday is the Alien Earth finale. Now, the week after that, well, we watch all the zombies in one shot, then we won't have to worry about that. And then what'll probably happen is I will move Gen V watch parties to Thursday, and we'll just do the regular Wednesday streams again. But we'll see. If news is slow, then I may just do split streams the rest of the year, honestly. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, we may just fucking go hard on Wednesday and watch all of Marvel Zombies and then the one episode of Gen V or vice versa. Might watch all that in one day. Yeah. I mean, the Marvel Zombies, there's only 4 episodes, so we're looking at maybe 2 hours there. Probably a little less. And then one Gen V episode, that'll probably be, 40 to 50 minutes or so. So, yeah. They dropping zombies all at once? Yes, they are. Yep. They are. And from everything I've seen, it's going to be fucking sick, bro. Like, there's been, like, plot synopses and shit, but I'm not going to go over all that. Like, not synopses, I should say, like, full spoilers for what's going to happen. I've read some of them. I think it's actually pretty dope what they're going to be doing in it, but yeah, exactly. Do what Delta Dan says. Smash like if you haven't, and he's got a wrench, so if you haven't, he'll fucking ban your ass with my blessing. Bear with me, Chad. I'm checking on something. Okay. Wanted to make sure before we got into this next little dealy I have. Justin! You're going to have to watch Envy and Zombies on Thursday, right? Justin! Oh, shit. Here we go. Star Wars is dead! Levi ain't saving shit. Batman is mid, and KK isn't leaving. But the basement is still chill. Good, wait to save that at the end. What's going on, my guy? What's happening? Levi. Oh, Sean Levy, you mean? You meant Levy? That man is mid. KK isn't leaving. What's going on, man? How you doing? I'm gonna grab a beverage. I'll be right. Give me 1 second. Think Griff stood you up on Rivals? That's hilarious. Got ghosted by Griff. All right. What's happening, Jay? Yeah. Okay. Next little titty bitty. So y'all remember that fucking 5.5 hour Doomsday cast announcement with chairs? And of course, there were names on there that we did not see that were like, are they going to be in this motherfucker? Or are they not? Well, it would appear we've gotten some confirmation from someone who did not make the chair presentation, but it's really looking like this person is going to be in Doomsday. Chat. Jennifer Garner posted this on Instagram. It's your girl. Tell me that don't look like fucking Elektra, looking like an Elektra costume. I don't know what this 11 shit is. Does anyone know what the fuck this 11 thing means? I assume this is a clue about something I know nothing about, but this looks like an Elektra uniform, bro. I think Jennifer Garner is soft confirming that she's going to be Elektra in Doomsday. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it did generate a lot of attention, even though people complained. That is 100% accurate, bro. That is 100% accurate. Yeah, it looks like Jennifer Garner is confirming that she will be in Doomsday as Elektra. What do y'all think about Elektra being in Doomsday? What do y'all think about Elektra being in Doomsday? Thoughts? Yay, nay, who gives a fuck? What do you guys think? Cool, but too early for you to really care. That's fair. That's fair. Then I would think more characters from Deadpool and Wolverine are going to be in it. I would be inclined to agree with that assessment as well. And we already knew Channing Tatum was going to be in it. Who's hurt? Jennifer Garner. Actually, I think I already unbookmarked it. Okay. Well, here we go. Jennifer Garner posted this picture on her Instagram. Again, I don't know what this 11 shit means, and if one of you knows, please tell me. But this is her at a makeup thing, and I'll be damned if this is not an Elektra uniform. You know? So, that's her. Yep. Yeah. Did you ever watch the solo movie they gave her after that? After she was in Daredevil? It's fun, but it is not good. You know what I mean? Also, Elektra will be cannon fodder. Yeah, probably. Brennan, she'll probably die in Doomsday like many others. I would imagine. Haven't seen the solo Elektra movie. I would say watch it once just to be like, okay, yeah, there it was. That's what I would say. I would say watch it. I would say check it out. Levin is a character from Stranger Things. Oh, well, what the fuck they're doing in an Electra picture? Is Jennifer Garner in Stranger Things? Fun doesn't equal good movie. Oh no, it doesn't. But fun equals a watchable movie though. Yeah, fun equals a watchable movie. God damn, I got to shave. Jesus Christ. You watched Fight Club a month ago, 7 out of 10. That's a cool movie. Watch it because Jennifer Garner is hot. Electra, you mean? I mean, yeah, she is pretty goddamn hot in that movie. What was that TV show she was on forever? Alias. She was looking damn good back in the day in Alias as well. My God. Yeah. All right. So, I think it's pretty cool. I think you guys are right. She's probably going to fucking die. But, that also means, by the way, actually, what the fuck did happen to her? You heard that movie was trash? I mean, I never said it was good. I just said it was fun, and she's hot. So, yeah. Never said it was good. She's hot, and the movie's fun. It's watchable. As far as I'll go with it. Now, someone refresh my memory, because I haven't watched Deadpool and Wolverine in a minute. Did she leave the Void? Or no? Did she end up in the same universe with, Deadpool and Wolverine in the 10005 universe? At least we presume that's the universe they're in. Did she get there, or was she still in the Void and just ran from Eliath before Eliath took out that whole compound of the villains? I don't remember. But if she's in the X-Men universe, then obviously we'll see her when Doom shows up and starts fucking causing a ruckus there. Is X-23? Okay, I knew she did. I just couldn't remember if Electra did. So if Electra is still in the Void, that means she's probably going to end up on Team Loki when Doom shows up. Yeah. The Gambit did leave. Did he? There was a deleted scene, but it wasn't part of the movie, so did he? Are we to assume they're going to honor a deleted scene? They could. Wouldn't surprise me. But then again, they could very well not. That's assuming they honor that deleted scene. They could choose to ignore it and go a whole different route and put those two and Wesley Snipes on Team Loki with the TVA. Which I would also be fine with. Actually kind of makes more sense for them to ignore that deleted scene and do that. At least to me. He did not in movie, exactly. He was in a deleted. Oh, we'll get there, Brooke. Fear not. We will get there. All right. So, next little tidbit. We have a little news about the Vision show, whether it's Vision Quest or not. So we have Mary McDonnell has joined the cast of Vision in an undisclosed role. So we have a new Vision cast member. Now, who the fuck is Mary McDonnell? What has she been in? Well, obviously she's an actress. And she's been around a hot minute in movies, all the way going back to 1984. She's been in Garbo Talk, Madawan, Tiger Warsaw. She was in. Oh, she was Stands with a Fist and Dances with Wolves. Okay. And Canyon, Passion Fish, Sneakers, Blue Chips. Oh, she was the first lady in it. Damn, I didn't realize that was the same chick. She was the first lady in Independence Day. I didn't realize the first lady in Independence Day was also fucking Stands with a Fist. Now that I see that, I can see it in my brain. Marion Ecstasy, Woman Undone, You Can Thank Me Later, Mumford. Ooh, she was in Donnie Darko. Nola, Crazy My Fox, Scream 4. Okay. Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf in a Voice Role. Is that animated or something? And then she was just in Broke this year. And she's filming a movie now. Got a pretty extensive television career as well. Oh. She won a Saturn in 2009 for being on Battlestar Galactica as Best Actress on Television. All right. Nominated for being in The Fall of the House of Usher miniseries, limited series. All right, she's got skills. She's been in some shit. The stuff that I've seen her in, I like. So that's cool. So she's gonna be in Vision and as somebody. I don't know enough about the show to know what or who she could be in that show, but she's gonna be in that show. But there's something else that about Vision. So I don't know if y'all know about the hot mic. Y'all know about the hot mic, John Roca, Jeff Snyder. Well, they for the longest they've had a weekly show on Thursdays, but recently they've added a second show on Mondays. Sometimes it's pre-recorded, sometimes it's live. Well, they did have a Monday show this week, and Jeff Snyder dropped a little bit of news about the Vision show. Some of his sources told him that Vision Quest is really, really good, or the Vision Show. I'm not even sure what the official title is at this point. We'll just say Vision Show for now. But yeah, so his source is telling him, or source, I can't remember if it's a source or multiple sources. Anyway, he is hearing that the Vision Show is really, really good. And that Marvel considers that show to be so good that the guy that they hired to run Vision Quest, to be the showrunner for Vision, one Terry Matalas, and if you are a Star Trek fan, you'll know that he is the guy that made Picard season 3 awesome, and done some other stuff that's also really good. They consider the job he did. They consider the final product of Vision so good that they are now looking at him to potentially showrun the Nova show when they get back around to that. What do y'all think about that shit? The Vision show being potentially so good that the showrunner, they might want him to do the Nova show next. A couple things in that. One, I like that the Vision show has the Amazing Spider-Man, Brennan. One, there's a really good chance the Vision show is going to be good. And two, I like Terry Matalas. He does a damn good job. So if he does as good a job on Vision as he did on Picard season 3, then I definitely also want them to go, hey, you know what? Yep, you go ahead and do Nova. Totally fine with that. Again, big fan of his because of Picard season 3. If he keeps that level of quality for the Vision show, yay, number one. It'll be a good Disney Plus show. Woo! And number two, fuck yeah, give him the Nova show. Now, he just said that he would be in the running. He's not the only one they're looking at. Well, he wasn't. They were already looking at other people for the Nova show, obviously, but now he's in the mix because of how good a job they think he did on Vision. It's like they did something like this with a character that rhymes with Kang or Fang. You mean Kang? What the hell? What? Something like what? Exactly. I think that's great. Any good MCU show sounds hard to believe at this point, but I'd love to be proven wrong. I mean, yeah. I mean, Agatha was a bit of a surprise. Got to give Agatha its flowers, for sure. Got to give Agatha its flowers. But yeah, the really good Disney Plus MCU shows are way too few and far between. Like, there's some that have good parts, except for Secret Invasion. That whole show's fucking ass. Except for the British lady. She's awesome. I love her. She was like the most redeeming quality of that show, honestly. But putting trust in someone after one outing. Oh, well, see, this is a showrunner, not an actor, so they're a lot easier to replace behind the scenes people in general. And they're not giving them like a whole saga. They're just gonna be like, "Hey, you did good on this show, so let's see what you do with this one." Yeah, it's not quite the same thing. Like Agatha more than I did, but I wonder if that show will even matter to the future of the MCU. It will, in terms of when they get around to getting the champions together, which I assume will happen after Secret Wars. And it will be yeah. Oh, and I think it's actually, I can't 100% remember, but I think it's actually been confirmed that Tommy, brother of Billy, will be part of the Vision show. So they're still working on that. They're still working on bringing that together. So they'll get those two together, and then they'll get them together with Kate and Kamala and who the fuck ever else. When's the goat guy coming back? You shut your mouth when you're talking to me, Delta Dan. You don't say that. Oh, there's no thing. Ultron's going to be in the Vision show. Ultron. Oh, they hired a lady to be Ultron's girlfriend that he makes in the comics, whose name escapes me at this point. That character is going to be in it. We're going to have Friday in it, the AI that Tony begins to use in Avengers Age of Ultron after Jarvis becomes Ultron. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. And Tommy will be part of it too as well. So, yeah. The show's got a lot of potential. And Metalis is a good showrunner. So, I like it. Didn't they say something like that going forward the shows won't be homework for the movies? They did say that, but they were already working on the Vision show before they issued that. So there's still going to be at least this one left that's going to connect at least somehow. I mean, I'm sure despite everything they say, they're going to have at least some kind of loose connections, mentions, that kind of thing. But no, we'll see. But yeah, the Vision was already in production when they issued that, so I think Vision's probably, at least in their eyes, not going to count towards that sentiment. You guys want to see an interesting fan theory about Doom's uniform? Check this shit out. Interesting associations. Someone came up with the idea that these symbols represent these three and some of the power Doom's going to need to take over. So, y'all remember when we were looking over it, we are like, ooh, that could be a 10 ring, and that's a hammer looking thing. And then I couldn't tell what that star is. But look, Captain Marvel, she's got a shit ton of power. Wonder Man, actually, I think Wonder Man's supposed to connect to Doomsday or Secret Wars. But Wonder Man's also Phase 5 leftover, so that also doesn't count either. So yeah. So whoever came up with this is saying that these are powers Doom's going to need to take over. Captain Marvel has a shit ton of power. Mjolnir and the 10 rings. What do y'all think of that? Remember we were talking about that. I was like, ooh, that could be a 10 ring. And I looked at that, saw a hammer, and never once thought Thor, because I'm that dumb. Excuse me. And I was like, oh, that's a star-looking thing. No clue what that is. What do you guys think about these associations? Do you think this makes sense? Do you think these are actual hints, or is this person just, like, really fucking creative? What do you guys think? I think we're getting some purposeful symbolism. Gaia has. Will you stop it with Gaia? God damn it, Delta Dan. Jesus Christ. Get that guy out of my face. I think this is a fun little theory, and it's a theory that doesn't seem like a massive stretch either. See, that's the thing. Like, these are all pretty big sources of power that Doom's going to need a shit ton of power to rebuild the fucking multiverse, right? So, I think this is actually pretty cool. Don't know if this person's right, but right or not, it at least makes a bit of sense. At least in my opinion. What do you guys think? You guys think? You think that person is onto something, or you think they just have a really good imagination? Well, it should put Iron Man's armor to shame because Doom is smarter, and he can use magic. Well, at least in the comics, he's smarter because they're two different people. We'll see how they do it in here, but yeah, see how they handle it in the MCU. But yeah, in the actual Marvel comic landscape, Doom is smarter than Stark. No, I just thought that was cool. I just thought that was cool, is all. All these theory scoops, I don't know what to think anymore. I mean, that's true. That is true. I don't know. Like, I think at this point, I've honestly. At this point, I'm kind of with you. I don't know really what to think anymore, but basically, I'm kind of at the point where, like, I only really, like, I check everything out, at least give it a once over, but I really only get interested in the ones that, like, don't seem to be massive stretches and like make logical sense. You know what I mean? Because some theories are like super creative, but if you think about them for like a little bit, you're kind of like, I don't know about that shit, man. I just don't know about this shit. But there's other theories that are like, fuck, that could actually work really well. Those are the ones I pay attention to. So, yeah, that would be cool though, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Next subject. And we've already talked about this a wee bit, mostly in terms of when the fuck we're gonna watch it. But Marvel Zombies comes out next week, guys. I don't know if you've noticed this, but they are marketing the absolute fuck out of this show. Like they are pushing hard. They dropped 2 new teasers this week, and we're gonna watch them both. This one dropped. What would that be? Friday 19th. This one dropped Tuesday. This teaser dropped Tuesday. Let's check this one.
That doesn't sound good.
All the Avengers are dead. And they're coming for us.
Okay, that was so cool.
Marvel Zombies, rated TV MA, streaming September 24th, only on Disney Plus.
Well, that one came out Tuesday. And then another one came out yesterday.
They have found us.
So they dropped that first one on Tuesday, and then they dropped this one yesterday. And they're different. I double checked before I decided to show you both.
They have found us.
Who found us?
The undead.
Captain America.
Hawkeye.
Captain Marvel.
Namor.
Thanos.
Wanda. The Queen of the Dead. Duck.
Wow.
Marvel Zombies, rated TV MA, streaming September 24th, only on Disney Plus.
Guys. Wasn't that an interesting little tidbit they dropped in there? That Wanda is the queen of the dead. Wanda's the big bad of zombies, y'all. Like officially, as of right fucking there. Wanda's the big bad of this show. How about them apples, chat? What do you think about that? Nice little new development we just found out. Wanda running that whole damn army. Infinity Gauntlet Thanos, under Wanda's control. Namor, Wanda's control. All the dead Avengers, Wanda's control. Zombie Wanda is the big bad. What do y'all think about that? I think it's fucking dope, and given her nature of her being the Scarlet Witch and chaos magic and all that shit, that just seems to make a lot of sense to me. What do you guys think? And I also think it's fucking cool. What do you guys think about that? Wanda being the big bad. I think it's pretty sweet. Crazy they made Blade look like Ali but didn't use his voice. Yeah. Yeah. Doomsday is wrapped filming finally. Reshoots aside. Thoughts? Cool. I'm glad. They can. What's going to happen now is I want to be under Wanda's control. I want to be under Wanda for sure. I don't know. Not really a lot of thoughts. I mean, yay, principal photography is done. Now they're going to go in the lab, put together a fucking, what do you call it? What's the name of that cut? David B, what's cracking? Oh, what's the name of that damn cut that they do? Assembly cut. That's it. So yeah, they'll get in the lab, they'll throw together an assembly cut, they'll screen it for executives, they'll screen it for, focus groups and shit. Um, you know, they'll get people to sign NDAs, which, some will violate and tell Scooper stuff. That always fucking happens. But yeah, they'll screen it for a bunch of people, take notes, make decisions, figure out what they want to cut, figure out and then that's how they'll figure out what they want to do when they bring, people back for reshoots and shit. They're like, we need to change this, make this better, get rid of this, yada, 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 yada. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm glad they're done with principal photography because that means they can like get down into the nitty gritty of putting that motherfucker together and deciding what they're going to do going forward. So, yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm not like, holy shit, yay, principal's wrapped. I mean, they're making a huge movie. I'm not surprised it took this motherfucking long. Test screenings will be better or the worse for Doomsday. Well, see, here's the thing. None of they're not going to do any public ones. At least not um, this soon. Not with the first assembly cut. Not like what they did with that one time when they showed the one assembly cut of Fantastic Four. And that didn't go so well last time they did that. So they probably won't be doing that again. I mean, I'm sure we'll get little bits of rumors here and there, but anything we hear about the assembly cut, you can pretty much fucking ignore because it's an assembly cut. It's they slap together to give people the idea what they want the movie to look like. The VFX will not be finished. It won't really be the movie. It'll be an idea of the movie. And therefore, any reactions that leak out from any of those screenings, fucking ignore. Pretty much that. All right. All right, chat. So here's the deal. Here's what's going to happen next. We're gonna dip into parts 1 and 2 of this month's Q&A with Alex Perez of the Cosmic Circus. Get all kinds of fun. According to what I'm looking at here, we got some Doomsday shit in the first one. We got Secret Wars shit in the second one, amongst other things, obviously. So we're gonna get into those. A couple other things that may or may, I don't know why this is confirmed, but some potential specific character battles, face-offs that are going to happen. From the looks of it, it's going to be which Avengers are going to be fighting which people in the X-Men universe. Which is pretty cool. And then of course we'll get into all the Batman shit because I don't know if y'all heard, but today is fucking Batman Day, which is why I'm making the Batman news the highlight of this particular stream because it's fucking Batman Day. So, but prior to all that, we've been at this 2 hours, and I need to go pee and stuff. So I will be back in a little bit. I'm gonna turn the music up for you. This is like the back half of this thing, so I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I'll be back in a little bit. I'll leave some music for you. Ooh, I know what I can do. Here, I will leave. I'll be back in a little bit, and in the meantime, I will have the music up like I do right now, and I will leave you with something cool to watch. Enjoy. Alrighty. Okay, Gooner time over, y'all. I know. Bring it back! Bring it back! That's Big Beautiful Eyes. She actually does. That's the thing. Hi, Malwith. You're the big boy. Hey, buddy. Where you been hiding? Hey, buddy. No, those do not give me motion sickness. I'm not saying they don't cause a reaction of some kind. I'm just saying it ain't motion sickness. I mean, there's motion involved. I mean, there's motion involved, but there's no sickness. Rear sugar, the caramel or dark variety. Oh, I'm down for that too. I am 100% down for that too. All right. You guys ready to get into what Perez has to say? Because I am. This is part one. Get out. Of the September Q&A. We love going over. She knows exactly what she's. Oh, 100%. She knows exactly what she was doing, or she wouldn't do it all the fucking time. Yeah, how to deal with that. Okay. Starting right off with doomsday stuff. Here we fucking go, chat. All right. Yada, yada, yada. Question. My question is, when are we going to get the full cast of Avengers Doomsday? Excellent question. The answer, I really wouldn't know. The safest bet is honestly the day the movie comes out, because even if they do a secondary reveal, there are still some characters Marvel are keeping secret until the premiere. Some of these characters are new, some of these characters are old, and some are legacy. Bless you. My cat just sneezed. All right, brother? You okay? You good? Don't look at me in that tone of voice. So, new characters, old characters, and legacy characters. New is pretty self-explanatory. The question is who are the new? We can speculate about that all fucking day. I mean, the coolest, like, the dopest, most, evil variants would be cool. Like, Hydra Cap, Maestro, characters like that would be cool for the new ones. I mean, obviously, new means ones we have not seen before ever in the MCU. So that'll be cool. Some of the characters are old and some are legacy. I find it interesting he makes that distinction. Here's what what do you guys think that means? Here's what I think that means. Old characters are ones we're used to seeing in the MCU. They've just been around for a long, long time. And some are legacy. And to me, legacy means Marvel characters from before the MCU that we have not yet seen in the MCU. Now, obviously, that would include like all the Fox characters. However, we know a fair chunk of Fox characters. We already know a fair chunk of the Fox characters that are going to show up, but there were some definite names missing. Didn't see Famke Janssen. Didn't see Halle Berry. Heard we might get Iceman. That'd be cool. That's another one. Didn't see Iceman in there. Didn't see what's his fuzz we saw in Deadpool Wolverine? Pyro. Yeah, we didn't see Iceman. We didn't see Famke Janssen's Jean Grey. We didn't see didn't see Halle Berry's Storm. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we saw any of the young cast of the Fox X-Men in there. Like we didn't see Fassbender, we didn't see the Professor X dude, we didn't see Nick Holt. Of course, he's busy being Lex Luthor, but we didn't see any of them either. So, and we also haven't seen any of the OG Fantastic Four cast in there either yet in the MCU. I think they would qualify as legacy. So yeah, when he says legacy, I think he means Fox, and when he says old, I think he means MCU since 2008. That's what I think. What do you guys think? You think I'm interpreting that correctly? You think legacy means pre-MCU and old means going all the way back to 2008? Brooke thinks it means pre-MCU. Thank you, Brooke. Anybody else? What do you guys think? That's what I think. So, I think that's cool, though. I wonder, like, they already have I don't know. There's going to be a lot of motherfuckers in this movie. And I also think a fair chunk of them are not going to make it out of this movie. But that's beside the point. That's cool, though. New characters, old characters, legacy characters. I have a feeling the legacy characters are going to be most of the cannon fodder in Doomsday. Going out like G's and shit. That's what I think. All right, next question. I was wondering whether you know anything about Tobey Maguire's role in Doomsday. That's a question on a lot of people's minds. You think so, Delta Dan? Awesome. But yeah, Tobey Maguire, Doomsday. Inquiring minds want to know. What does Alex have to say? I have no comment on this officially. Unofficially and speculatively? Provide some insight from his world, as his universe is one of the main worlds involved in the final incursion due to Doctor Strange's spell. But no comment on this officially. What the fuck? Unofficially and speculatively, and then answers it. Provide some insight from his world, as his universe is one of the main worlds involved in the final incursion due to Doctor Strange's spell. Okay. So he's not officially saying that Toby's going to be in it, but he's saying that, if he is in it, he'll be providing insight from his world. As his universe, one of the main worlds involved in the final incursion due to Doctor Strange's spell. So he's saying, speculatively and unofficially, he's going to be in it. Is pretty much what he's saying here. To provide insight. Okay. That's cool. Tobey Maguire, Spidey, going to come in and drop some knowledge. Nice. I hope that's not all. I doubt that would be all. Honestly, he'd be Spideying out at some point, I would imagine, but cool. I just don't know, but it seems like he's really hedging his bets with the way he phrased this shit, which means it's probably just still unconfirmed to him, I would say. All right. Good morning, blah, blah, fucking blah, blah, blah. Will Valentina be in Doomsday? Not that I'm aware of. To my understanding, she went back into the shadows while the new Avengers with a Z were occupied. Here we go. Are there any surprise characters that haven't been announced yet in Doomsday that we can expect? And if so, can you mention them by name or at least tease them? Tease them? That's not nice. Well, certain kinds of teasing. Anyway. Definitely. And the goal is not to reveal them until the release of Doomsday. Even if I did mention who they were planning to involve, we'd be stuck in this limbo of will they, won't they for the next year or so. But most of the characters that haven't been officially announced, have either been rumored by me, other scoopers, or YouTubers. Okay, so the definitely was surprise characters that haven't been announced yet that we can expect. And he didn't mention shit, and he pseudo kind of sort of teased him. So in other words, he's saying go back, read all my shit, and check out other stuff too. Is pretty much what that boils down to. Well played, sir. All right. Will Loki have a prominent role in Doomsday and Secret Wars? Yes. All those centuries of physics, quantum mechanics, and learning everything OB knows has to pay off for something. I mean, yeah. And I like that he said yes for both movies. I mean, he almost kind of had to, but yeah. All right. If Holland's Spider-Man is in Doomsday, what role will he play in the story? Similar to the one in Avengers Infinity War. Okay. What is Doom's power set for Doomsday and Secret Wars looking like? His genius intellect that he's gathered from studying the multiverse and his master manipulation skills. Oh, and magic. Well, that's good. Magic's good. Genius intellect? Well, he already had the intellect. It's just, his intellect isn't from him gathering or, information from the multiverse that feeds his intellect, but his intellect is always there. He's just goddamn. Master manipulation skills, that's Doom. And magic. Oh, yeah. that is very good to hear that the magic will be there. I mean, it's been confirmed a couple, 3 different ways, but I'm still glad to hear it because they never fucking got into his magic in any other iteration of him whatsoever. It's bullshit. In live action. Yeah. Yeah, master manipulation skills. I think that's I mean, just about every theory we've heard about Doomsday involves him being a manipulator, but to some extent. But I feel like Alex is highlighting it here, master manipulation skills. So I think he's definitely going to be spinning plots and subplots and plans and backup plans all of his own to maneuver everyone right where he wants them to accomplish his goal of stopping the incursions and eventually running everything. Yeah. All right. Any unexpected pairings or team ups in Doomsday that you know about / are excited for? Red Guardian and the Thing. Okay. That'll be interesting. I feel like Red Guardian might annoy the Thing, but you never know. All right. Oh, this is a fun one. We know that a lot of those two playing off each other are going to be pretty fun, though. I got to say that. Red Guardian and the Thing. That'll be fun. All right. We know that a lot of the actors who were announced in the chair stream for Doomsday back in March have finished filming their scene. I'm wondering if any actors who weren't announced now, when did this come out? This came out before the news that they officially wrapped came out. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. But I'm wondering if any actors who weren't announced have finished filming and or are filming right now. I can confirm that there are actors who weren't announced that were filming recently for Doomsday in the land down under. Ooh, they were doing some filming in Australia. There's a couple. Australia's got. And if you wanted to film in desolated land, Australia has that. If you want to film in forest, Australia has that. Australia's got a lot of different types of land, so there's just knowing that they're filming in Australia doesn't tell us a whole hell of a lot, unfortunately. Yeah. Is there any significance behind Paul Rudd's seeming absence from filming and appearing in the promo video with director? He's been filming. No shit. Ooh, here we go. Did Steve Rogers cause the incursions, or is that just a stupid rumor? Wow. Obviously, this dude is not a fan of that particular scenario. Multiple people caused incursions. Steve just happens to be one of them. Okay, so that is confirmation of another rumor that's been out there. Like, that it's not just Steve that Doctor Doom's after. He has a fucking list of people that have caused incursions. Now, if we think about it, we can come up with some of that list at least. Obviously, Steve, because of Steve is evidently so talented at clapping cheeks it breaks the fucking multiverse. Um, there's also Tom Holland Spider-Man, a Multiverse of Madness. Um, technically, it was Dar Ben, not Dar Boyd, but Dar Ben that caused an incursion in the Marvels. Um, potentially Doctor Strange did in 838. I mean, we know he caused an incursion somewhere because Clea came and got his ass at the end of Multiverse of Madness, so he's on the list. So we got Strange, we got Tom Holland Spider-Man, we've got Dar Ben. Who else? I know there's more. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Steve is not going to be Doom's only target. Might not even be Doom's main target. Doom has a list. Basically, is what that boils down to. So there's, as specifically Josh was hoping, or was saying when we first heard about the Steve Rogers causing the incursions thing. You know, he was like, this is kind of dumb unless there's more to it. Hey, look, there's more to it. Right. Is Haley Atwell playing only Peggy Carter or is she also Captain Carter? Depends on the movie. Either way, British badass. Okay, so here's what that tells me. I mean, we know now that Steve staying with Peggy is going to be a thing in Doomsday. So I'm calling it regular Peggy for Doomsday and Captain Carter in Secret Wars. That's what I think when he says depends on the movie. I think she's just going to be Peggy from the 40s in Doomsday. But in Secret Wars, we're going to get Captain Carter. And I think she's probably going to end up being on Team Loki. That's where I think she's going to pop up. That's the total guess, though, but that's what makes sense to me. Is this really Chris Evans' last appearance as Steve Rogers? Don't count Cap out just yet. All right. We're going to get at least a little bit more of Chris Evans post-Secret Wars. Alex is proposing. Ooh, here we go. Wanda question. Assuming she's in it, what role will Wanda play in Doomsday? In the past, you've hinted at a couple of possibilities, including Wanda and Doom as allies and Magneto's family reunion. Excuse me, and I'm curious how it all fits together. All right. In an unofficial capacity, here we go with that bullshit again. Deadpool and Wolverine causing. Okay, yeah. Okay, yep. Yeah, they're probably on the list as well. Good call, executive judge. All right. In an unofficial capacity, I heard we'd be getting a Wanda variant from the X-Men universe that we'll see in Avengers Doomsday, which is a universe where Magneto is finally ruling Genosha as he had always pictured it, and we'd have like a royal family type of situation with Eric, Pietro, Wanda, and Polaris. This is an idea that has been pushed since Multiverse of Madness and then Deadpool and Wolverine. But it never feels like the right fit because it feels like it takes away from the overall plot. However, the main point they would like to explore with Wanda is the father-daughter relationship with Eric. Now, I'm wondering. This is interesting. So, the X-Men universe that we'll see in Avengers Doomsday, we are all presuming is the universe we saw at the end of in the post-credit scene in the Marvels with Beast and Maria Rambeau as binary. Right? That's what we're all thinking. That's the way it looks. So even though he kind of poo-poos it, says it never feels like the right fit, because it feels like it takes away from the overall plot. I don't think it would take away from the overall plot. But anyway, so if that is the same universe, the one from the post-credit scene of the Marvels, because remember, in that post-credit scene, all we saw was like one lab in the X Mansion. That's all we saw, really. A lab, a hallway, and a door. And we only saw Beast, Monica, and Marie. Rambo. We didn't see anything lab. We have no idea what's going on outside that lab, outside the X Mansion. Nothing. No clue. So it is entirely possible that outside the X Mansion in Westchester, New York, there is a Genosha on that Earth. 10005. And Magneto is ruling it. With Pietro, Wanda, and Polaris by his side, his children. Now, if you go back to that one question where they were asking about characters we haven't seen announced yet, and he said new characters, Polaris would be one of those new characters. Now, we had heard that Nev Campbell was being cast to play the voice Polaris in X-Men 97 Season 2. Whether they'd use her in live action as well, who the fuck knows? Depends on how old they want Polaris to be. Nev Campbell's no spring chicken anymore. She's middle-aged, like myself. So don't know if they would cast her as the live action Polaris. But I don't know how giving us a little bit of Magneto running Genosha would really take away from the overall plot. Like, Genosha's a big deal. And another reason that they could be introducing Genosha in Doomsday, even if it's not in the main MCU universe, timeline, whatever you want to call it, is to get the idea in our heads of Genosha in live action, kind of get us used to how it works, give us a little taste before bringing it back in the Mutant Saga, which is the one that immediately follows the Multiverse Saga. Phase 7, baby. So to me, it makes sense for them to give us a taste of Genosha. Now, they don't necessarily need to spend a shit ton of time there. Spend a few minutes there, giving us the give us the status quo, give us some family time with the lynchers or whatever, however you want to call it. And then quickly have events get them over to Westchester, and then get the throwdown that we're all expecting outside the X Mansion that we've seen all those fucking set photos for with Sentinel parts and shit. Yeah. So I actually think giving us a bit of a taste of Genosha in live action would be really cool, especially after what we saw in X-Men 97. And let's face it, after that, pretty much everyone who watched that probably thinks Genosha is dope. Blown up, but dope. Obviously, it wouldn't be blown up here, at least not till after Doom shows up. And who knows? Maybe that happens. Maybe it's not just the X Mansion that we see shit getting fucked up at. Maybe that's how we get our. Imagine this, chat. Go with me. Walk with me on this one. However they choose to cut over to the 10005 universe, the X-Men universe. However they decide to, shift the focus there. The first thing we see when they shift the focus is Genosha. They do the usual camera pan here, camera pan there, showing us mutants moving around. But, basically a scene pretty similar to when the X-Men first got to Genosha in X-Men 97. Something along those lines. Mutants running around, being happy mutants, using their powers without fear of, whatever. give us something a lot like what they give us in X-Men 97. And then we get to the royal family there. Get some get the feel of that, how they interact, how they feel about each other, that kind of shit. And then they can do just like they did in X-Men 97 and have some Sentinels come flying in and start fucking shit up. And then Magneto and family fuck back. And then they decide to go to Westchester to see what the fuck's going on and find more Sentinels and Doom and the 616 heroes. Or at least a fair chunk of them. And I don't think that would take away from the main plot at all. I think it would enhance it. You don't have to spend a shit ton of time there. Like introducing us to Genosha, giving us the feel of the royal family, like giving us that right up until an attack, even including the attack, you can get all that shit done in like 5 minutes. Get all that out of the way, then get over to the X Mansion where we know the real shit's going to happen. Get all that shit done in 5 motherfucking minutes. So I disagree with Alex on that. It would take away from the overall plot. I like it. I think it should be in there. I think a taste of Genosha in live action would be dope. And I think that would also like guarantee the fact that we'd be getting it in Phase 7 if they give us a little live action taste right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for that shit. What do you guys think of that one? Anyway. What do y'all think of that one? All right, next question. I was wondering if you could name all the members on Sam Wilson's Avengers team, and if you could name the full roster of the X-Men and Mutants in Doomsday for both. Not yet for either one. Alrighty then, that was quick. What can you tell us about Shang-Chi's role in Avengers Doomsday? Now, this is cool. I mean, they haven't done shit with Shang-Chi since, well, Shang-Chi. I mean, a little bit with character and What If, but really nothing with Shang-Chi since Shang-Chi. All right, bit of a comic relief. Well, they better do more than that with him. He may feel a bit out of place because it'll be his first time being in a large group of superpowered heroes. Although I do have to say, did you see Doom's recent design from the? Yes, we saw that. Not the one-to-one design they'll use in Doomsday, but it's close. Say, upon closer inspection, doesn't that placard Doom have on his abdomen look mighty interesting? It almost looks like you could bounce a ring off it, or 10. Yeah. We already figured that shit out. Okay, so his role is evidently not going to be super significant outside of the 10 rings, it would appear. It's kind of a bummer. I really hope he's wrong on this one. Honestly, I really hope he's wrong. They need to do more with Shang-Chi. Will the new Avengers get to fight together as a team in Doomsday, or could they be split up? They'll fight together in some scenes, sometimes with other characters involved as well, leading to some interesting team-ups. Okay. I'm sure he's referring to probably some mixing of Sam's crew and Bucky's crew, doing some interesting team-ups, i.e., as he mentioned earlier, Red Guardian and the Thing. So that'll be cool, and makes total sense. So sweet, interesting team ups. I love fun team ups when it comes to fights, though. Really, especially if there are people that don't normally fight together. That always makes for an interesting dynamic, and generally some fun, snarky Marvel back and forth. So that'll be cool. I like this one. Hi, Alex. I know you might be getting tired of answering repetitive questions, so I hope these two are at least somewhat interesting. I mean, good call, buddy. Will Ian McKellen's Magneto role be in Doomsday? What is his reasoning to be in the film, and what is his relationship with Charles and the heroes from Universe 616? That's sort of what I'm asking. So he drops a fucking Magneto quote. A lifetime. Several lifetimes. has spent chasing haven after haven, promised land after promised land, and for what? Every time the gates of Eden slam shut in our faces, it breaks us a little more. Okay. Several lifetimes spent chasing haven after haven, promised land after promised land, and for what? Every time the gates of Eden slam shut in our faces, it breaks us a little more. Well, it looks like it's going to be a bit of an adversarial relationship. He's coming across as the angry Magneto we know and love. Speaking of that, Brooke, there's a rumor that they do fight and that Doom kills Magneto, by the way. Haven't heard any much talk about it like recently, but that was a thing. So yeah, if based on this response, I'd say he's going to be the grouchy ass Magneto that we know and love. That's just going to try and run everything, or if not run everything, find a way to where like mutants and humans don't interact very much at all. Here we go. The Russo's MCU films tackle very complicated moral dilemmas and topics. Like Civil War and Infinity War, both have very dark themes, and they describe The Winter Soldier as a 1970s political thriller. I didn't really get the 70s part, but okay. The Russos have even come out and said that the stories for these movies will challenge audiences. They did say that. I was wondering if Doomsday will have the same themes, but maybe even more prominent. What I'm trying to get at is, what will make Doomsday's story stand out among the other MCU films that will hopefully ensure it as a worthy successor to the Russos' previous MCU work? Excellent question. The short answer is yes. I'm assuming that's have the same themes, but more prominent. The long answer is a pattern. The Russos have always had one common pattern in most of their MCU films. That pattern being making the antagonists of their films have a valid motivation to justify their actions. Alexander Pierce in The Winter Soldier believed that if humanity, speaking of which, R.I.P. Robert Redford, believed that if humanity were left unchecked without oversight, chaos would ensue because of free will. That's why he established Project Insight with Hydra. With Baron Zemo in Civil War, his family died in Sokovia during Age of Ultron as a result of the Avengers' battle with Ultron. So he sought to destroy the Avengers from within by making them fight each other. With Thanos, he saw overpopulation as the ultimate threat to existence, so he sought out to eliminate half of all life at random to restore balance to the universe. With Doom, it will be similar. A man scorned by the incursions that are happening across the multiverse, dooming countless realities, and he wants to bring an end to that by any means necessary. A man scorned by the incursions. Well, see, that's very odd wording because generally, if you've been scorned, you've been scorned by a being, not like an event. Like you have to be alive and have consciousness to scorn something. At least as far as I understand the word. Like in high school, I felt scorned by like 98% of the people I knew. You know what I mean? I don't know how the incursions can scorn. I think Alec, like he's either giving the incursions personality or he just didn't use the right word. That's kind of where I am with that. Oh, that's it for part one. Okay. So yeah, man scorned by the incursion. Angered would probably be a better word there. Anger would probably be a better word there. But okay, well, that's it for part one. That's pretty cool. Excuse me, that's pretty cool. Let's dip into part two. Part two, Secret Wars and Beyond, Daredevil, Captain Marvel, Kate Bishop, Young Avengers, and more. Okay. Yeah. Less stuff we care about, but let's see if there's any fun little tidbits in here, shall we? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay, Secret Wars and Post-Secret Wars, Section 1. Will the lore of the two types of builders be explored in Secret Wars, or would it be too cheesy for a live-action adaptation? I don't think they'll do that, neither do I. That's way too much. They would need, like, literally an entire saga just of Like if they wanted to do it, they would have done nothing in the multiverse saga, but just basically do Hickman's run, and that would take up an entire saga of shit, like for real. So yeah, probably not. The builders were a lot. Will the Fox X-Men only stay for Doomsday, or will they also appear in Secret Wars? Some will return for Avengers Secret Wars, which means some are going to get unalived in Doomsday. Which, obviously there's been no real confirmation, but yeah, it's been long speculated that I was thinking like most, if not all, of the Fox X-Men would be murked in Doomsday. And it still could be a majority. Some is, kind of nebulous. Some could mean, 6, 7 of them make it to Secret Wars. Some could mean 2 or 3 make it to Secret Wars. You never know. I'm leaning to very few make it to Secret Wars as being more, a little bit more specific than some. I'm leaning very few. But we'll see. What MCU filmmakers do you think / hope will remain attached to this franchise long after Secret Wars? Destin Daniel Cretton, of course. Coogler, probably not going to happen, especially not after Sinners. He's probably going to do BP3 and then get the fuck out. At least that's what I'd do if I were him. And Jake Schreier are locked in. Yeah, Coogler's locked in for BP3. That's fucking it. Keep that in mind. There have been talks about other directors to try and incorporate new visions, such as Joachim Roning, Fede Alvarez, and Gareth Edwards, so we'll see. I don't know who this first one is. I love Fede Alvarez. I love Alien Romulus. Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards is a decent director. He's very good at visuals, like The Creator. That movie looked like visually, camera work, cinematography, that movie looked really, really good. It was very pleasing to the eyeballs. So that is definitely Gareth Edwards' strong suit. Now, he better not be allowed to write a goddamn thing because the story on The Creator was weak as shit. And the character work was a bit weak, and like the way he directs people was a bit weak. Visually, his shit looks really, 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 really good. So, a little mixed on him. I love the fact that they're even thinking about grabbing Fede. And I don't know if y'all heard, but Fede's not directing the next Alien movie. Now, all his quotes made it seem like he just had a quote the other day. It's like, I was never planning on doing it. I was going to be like with those other directors that just did one to get things going and then hand it off. However, according to one Jeff Snyder, him not directing the next Alien movie was 100% not his idea. No matter what he says in public. According to Snyder, from behind the scenes shit, Fede not doing the next Alien movie was not Fede's plan. He was going to do it. And it was not voluntary, him not doing the second one. I'll just put it that way, according to Jeff Snyder. So, but yeah, I mean, you're not directing the next Alien movie. Come on over to Marvel. Let's see what you do over Cheer. I'll tell you what though, if I'm bringing in Fede Alvarez, I'm bringing him in to do something on the either the cosmic side or the supernatural side. He would do well in both. Honestly, I'd be leaning more towards the supernatural side because that would allow him to flex his, thriller / pseudo horror muscles more so than the cosmic side of Marvel would. At least, it'd be easier. He could do it in both. Like, there's plenty of horrific aspects to the Marvel cosmos. Don't get me wrong. But the supernatural side of Marvel lends itself more to the horror aspects that Fede Alvarez is well known for. So, anyone know who this first person is? Joachim Roning? Joachim? How the fuck you pronounce that? I don't really feel like Googling him, but one of y'all know who the fuck he is. Feel free to tell me. I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm definitely here for Fede. Depending on who they put around him, I'd be here for Gareth Edwards. But whether I'm happy about him being a director in Marvel will depend on who they put around him. Fede, just, let him do his thing. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that person. Don't even know the guy. Here we go. Do you think we could revisit and or see characters from Earth 838 since their Illuminati were teased recently? Yes. Cool. Are there characters whose arcs might conclude or who could meet their end in Doomsday or Secret Wars? The multiverse arc in general. I mean, yes. That is the point of Secret Wars, is to end the multiverse saga. And get everyone back under the same umbrella. What are you noping, Delta Dan? You don't know who that first person is? Is that what you're noping? I'm just curious. I need a little context, bro. Okay. During the Fantastic Four press junket, Kevin Feige mentioned a mystery film that was in development for the next saga, stating that it would occupy a different genre the MCU's never tackled before. He also used it as an example to illustrate that MCU's going forward would not be exclusively team-ups and crossovers, and that, like Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings before it, solo films in the MCU would continue. Do you have any insight on what this film is? Not particularly, no. That's a fucking lie. Don't know who he is? Okay. I'm going to say that's a fucking lie. There's no way he doesn't have any insight. I think he's just flat out lying right there. Pure opinion, pure hunch, pure guess. But I think he's fucking lying. I think he knows. Will there be any Avengers movies in the future that don't have other teams forced in for the sake of it? What the fuck kind of question is that? Not by the looks of it. What are you even talking about? Avengers movies that will only be Avengers movies going forward? Yeah, of course not, because now you have all these other fun people to mix them up with. Like, what the... Okay, anyway. Oh, strictly Captain Marvel questions. Okay. Will Captain Marvel have a major role in the upcoming Avengers film? To my understanding, yes. I mean, she has to. She's like the strongest, one of, if not the strongest Avengers still left on 616. So, yeah, she has to have a major role. Since comic storylines are going to be an important part of the MCU going forward, will Carol Danvers be recast, killed off, or replaced by Monica Rambeau Kamala Khan after Secret Wars, since her future has been marred by the Marvels, which sadly flopped? No, that's not something I see happening to Carol. Yeah, well, let me, I wonder if he's talking about just being killed off or replaced. Because it would not surprise me if they recast her, because all indications are Bree's about done with this shit. At least that's the vibe she's been giving off for quite a while. She's about over it. So if they don't kill her off or replace her, they might end up recasting her. But that's just a hunch. That's just a hunch. What's the status on Young Avengers champions? Will they appear in Doomsday? Insert scared Haley Steinfeld nod here. Well, I mean, we did see they were in that concept art that we all think is in Secret Wars. So, of course, this one said Doomsday. Interesting. Oh, well. If they are in it, I'm sure they're going to just, be there helping to defend Earth from whatever sort of attack, 616, from whatever sort of attack Doom sends. Well, there's just all Doom bots and, evil multiversal people. So, yeah, I'm sure they'll join in that fight, but I don't think they're going to have, massive roles other than to be there to be fighters. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Jesus, this motherfucker types all of this shit. Okay, none of this is even a question from this motherfucker. All right, holy God. Here we go. With the X-Men Avengers recast, i.e. Stark, what are you even talking about? New Avengers, Fantastic Four, Midnight Suns, Annihilation, and Wakanda, all intended to be major parts of the next phase/saga. I'm really curious about where the champions fit in all this. Why? Early last year, Nexus Point News announced that Rachna Fruchtbaum was hired to write and showrun a Champions series. I have no idea if I pronounced that right, but I probably did a better job than Josh would have. However, with Kevin Feige just telling Variety they'll be releasing one live-action show a year starting in 2027, there you go, Delta Dan. I wonder if you think the show will come to fruition, be converted to a film, or never see the light of day. I'm fine with the last one. I can easily see a world where, instead of becoming an official team, Kate becomes an Avenger, Kamala hangs with the mutants, and Riri gets caught up with the Midnight Suns and Mephisto. That actually makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. I kind of like where that dude's head's at. Dude? Yep, Jay. I kind of like where that person's head's at, honestly. I want to start by saying that I trust Nexus Point News reporting, and they've been very accurate as of late, so no need to doubt what they say. Actually, they have been. Additionally, yeah, the Young Avengers project is very much a thing. I don't know if it's the one that will be airing in 2027, but that they'll link up, they will. Oh, like, love this. Liam Kate Bishop fan. Meh. Subtle. Is it still expected that Kate and Kamala will have some sort of role in the two Avengers movies? I would presume Kamala would have a bigger role than Kate due to the end of the Marvels. I'd say equal amounts. They're co-leaders of the team. Goody. Is there anything you can share about either Hawkeye Season 2 or Champions TV shows to keep us Kate/Young Avengers fans going? Same person. Kate Bishop is going to be one of the main heavy hitters of the next saga as a leader of the Young Avengers. Okay, so we're going to be getting... Feige's not giving up on that shit. We're getting Young Avengers/Champions in Phase 7. Kate Bishop's going to be a heavy hitter. All right. They can pretty much do whatever they want as long as they do it well and make it interesting. And when it comes to a lot of these characters, they have not done that. So, thus my lack of enthusiasm. Yeah, that's why they're changing them to the champions, Brooke. They won't be that young, and they won't be that young no more. But yeah. So brace yourselves, chat. Hopefully they make them really fun. Here we go. All right. Let's see. I really love getting into Cassie Lang's character in comics after the third Ant-Man movie, but I know the reception was poor. Okay. Is there any word on how Feige/the higher-ups feel about her as a character? Like significant reworks or changes to her or anything? It feels like among every champion so far, she's got the least word on anything regarding her future. I'd argue the opposite. Cassie is the third person Kamala and Kate recruit. Oh, please recast her. Again. All right. What? Oh, here we go. Someone asked this earlier, and I couldn't remember, but here's the answer. What is the timeline order of these projects? Daredevil Born Again Season 1, Season 2, The Punisher Special, and Spider-Man Brand New Day. Born Again Season 1, Punisher close to Season 2, Brand New Day. Okay. Excuse me, I think I have to separate some cats. I'll be right back. Okay. Josh Allen is having all the fun with Kate Bishop, right? Yeah. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Having all the fun off the field, on the field, and off the field. All right, given Feige's mention of the street level corner of the MCU, other than the Punisher, what types of connections between Daredevil, Born Again, and Spider-Man should we expect? Okay. Kingpin's rule of law and how it affects Spider-Man as a hero. Also, J. Jonah Jameson, not the biggest fan of Kingpin. Sure, he agrees with politics, but he sees through his web of lies. Okay. Do you think Marvel regrets deciding to canonize the Netflix shows in the MCU? Just asking this since you mentioned on Discord a while back that Disney wasn't really impressed with the performance of Born Again Season 1. When I said they weren't impressed, that was back before the project was overhauled and reshot. Well, the performance is still not impressive. Anyway, and I don't think they regret canonizing it because, if anything, they doubled down on it in Seasons 2 and 3. While doubling down on the Netflix shit, good. Doubling down on Season 1 of Daredevil Born Again, bad. Did this come out before or after the official announcement that Season 3 was greenlit? Shamik crying in the corner. Why? Because he's a fucking NFL quarterback. That's why. I mean, come on, man. Use your brain. Okay, here we go. Ooh, this could be fun. Now that Michael Waldron is involved with Doomsday, are the events of that film the bill coming due, to paraphrase Baron Mordo's quote, for Doctor Strange and his actions throughout the multiverse saga? Not what Mordo had intended when he said that. I mean, right. That's still one of the biggest loose threads that the MCU has yet to handle. Mordo is becoming an all-powerful sorcerer by using forbidden magic to take away the magic from other sorcerers. And yet somehow nothing of note has happened since then. Where the hell did he dip? Is that a quote from Doctor Strange 1? Or is that the 838 Mordo? Because right here he's talking about 616 Mordo. Coming all powerful sorcerer by using forbidden magic to take away. Yeah. That was his thing at the end of that one. And then we had a different version of Mordo in 838. So is this a quote from DS1 or DS2? Ooh. Will we see the Fantastic Four split up in Doomsday? Not as in the team disbanding, but with half the team working with one group while the other half is with another. Not until the end. Ooh. Okay. So the four are going to split up and go their separate ways and help other groups during Secret Wars. Or right before the end of Doomsday, going into Secret Wars. Interesting. I wonder. Interesting. I mean, they were split up in the Hickman run, but that was because of the combination of Doom chicanery and them falling out of the life raft and just Reed being the only one left. And then Sue, Valeria, and Franklin thinking they were like the family of Victor on Battle World. Interesting. Could we see Galactus guarding Doom's castle in Secret Wars? Again, that's another Hickman Secret Wars thing. No clue. Okay. Will the Council of Reeds be shown for the first time in the MCU? There is a possibility of this happening, yes. That's cool. Is the rumored Surfer Silver, Jesus fucking Christ. Is the rumored Silver Surfer project still in development? I have nothing of note to report on that currently. Interesting. Okay. So basically, that means nothing much has changed since the last time you heard anything about it. So who knows about that shit? But if they're gonna do a Silver Surfer project, it better be fucking Norrin Rad. That's all I'm saying. Oh, and that's it for that one. Alrighty. Well, there's some fun little tidbits in there in both of those. I don't have quite the knowledge that others have to expand a shit ton upon what we heard in there, but still pretty cool. Still pretty fucking cool. Alright. One more little bit of Marvel shit. And then we're going to do DC Batman shit. And then we're going to get the fuck out of here because we've been here a long goddamn time already. I still got a fair chunk of shit left to go. I still have a fair chunk of shit left to go. So here we have some. I don't know why it says they've been confirmed. What the heck is that even? Okay. I don't know where this person said or is getting these confirmations from, but there is a person who is posting about some what I'm just going to call potential matchups in Doomsday, and it looks like they're all from the fight on the X-Men in the X-Men universe. So check these out. It says fight confirmed, but I'm not going that far. But here's some I'll call them potential matchups we could see. Yelena versus Mystique. Yelena should get fucking dump trucked by Mystique. Like, it shouldn't even be close. Mystique's just as good as at hand to hand as Melena, and she can change forms. She should be able to fuck Yelena up. Sorry, not sorry. Sam Wilson Cap versus Cyclops. Yeah, this should be another where the X-Men wins. Actually, if you think about it, most of the X-Men should take down most of the new crop of Avengers without much effort. As the homie from Pitch Meeting says, when it comes to X-Men fighting these newer versions of the Avengers and beating them, won't be a problem. Barely an inconvenience. Or however he puts it. Oh, this one would actually be good. Captain Marvel versus Binary. We're talking like identical power sets here. This would actually be a good one. This is not a dump trucking either way. Where are we getting this matchup? Whoever this majestic person is. The only reason I give a crap about what they say is because Geeky Cast follows them, and he wouldn't follow them if they were full of shit. So, it's kind of a friend thing. This friend, I got a friend of a friend who said this shit. It's kind of like that, but Geeky's good. Geeky's trustworthy. So if he finds someone trustworthy, I also find them trustworthy. But still, this is all massive grain of salt shit. Like, we're still 15 months out from this movie. So, and they've only just done principal photography. They still have all their reshoots to do. So, this could all literally be true right now. Doesn't mean it's going to be true in 15 months. So just keep that in mind. But this, really good fight. Shang-Chi versus Beast. Actually, that would be a really good fight, too. I mean, Beast is, he's enhanced. He's got extra strength and extra agility and a bit extra speed, but Shang-Chi is literally the greatest martial artist in Marvel. So this one will actually be a fairly close one as well. She-Hulk versus Psylocke. Well, first of all, who the fuck's going to play Psylocke? Are they bringing Olivia Munn back? Like, what the hell's happening here? Psylocke should win. Not because she's stronger than She-Hulk, but because she can, like, do shit to her brain. Part of what Psylocke does. She fucks with your brain. Her name's fucking Psylocke. I don't know. This one basically comes down to, can she avoid the power long enough to do what she needs to do? Because if She-Hulk hits her, that's going to be bad news for Psylocke. So this could be interesting depending on each of their strategies. This will be a close fight. This will be a really close fight. These two should lose badly. What do you think, chat? This should be easy win for Mystique, easy win for Cyclops. Pretty damn good fight. I don't really know. I like Psylocke. If they write She-Hulk better, I could like She-Hulk. I don't know what's up with this image though. But yeah. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What do y'all think about those matchups? What do y'all think about those matchups? Willing to give She-Hulk another chance? Yeah, the character itself, but she never gets another show of her own ever. Show did her dirty. The writers of the show definitely did her dirty, 100%. Oh, they did all the Hulks dirty, really, if you think about it. They did her dirty, they did Bruce dirty, and then they gave us Surfer Scar. Like, what the even fuck? What the actual fuck? Yeah. All right, chat. That's it for Marvel. Time to move on to DC and, of course, Batman. Got a little general DC shit first. This one's interesting. So y'all remember how, like, there's that big ass story, and we talked about this a lot, about Paramount was preparing, according to the Wall Street Journal, I believe, or Forbes, one of those two big financial deals. Paramount was preparing a bid to buy Warner Brothers, and so that engendered mass speculation. Ooh, is this good or bad? What could this mean for DC? Yada yada yada. Well, turns out it's looking like they're going to have some competition, y'all. According to Puck News, which is a really good source, Netflix is reportedly eyeing bid to acquire Warner Brothers. Netflix is looking to jump into the race to buy Warner Brothers. Just in general, what would you guys think if Netflix bought Warner Brothers? Before we get into what it could mean for DC, just in general, what do you guys think? How do you feel? How would you feel if Netflix won the bidding war and were the ones to purchase Warner Brothers? Excuse me. How would you guys feel if Netflix won the bidding war? I think it'd be interesting. I think the reason Netflix wants Warner Brothers, honestly, I mean, we all know Netflix's history. They've been very averse for the most part to putting their movies in the theater. And if they have put them in the theater, it's been for a very limited run every time. Like, they're putting their Frankenstein movie in the theater for a very limited run. Right? In a time where DC is trying to get itself back together for movie theater audiences, bad idea. Well, I was actually about to talk about that. So yeah, Netflix obviously, for the most part, very theater averse, right? They don't like putting their shit in theaters. However, to buy Warner Brothers, to acquire an actual Hollywood studio, to me indicates that Netflix is looking for a way to actually get their shit into the theaters without really having to do it themselves, quote unquote. If they own an already established studio with already established distribution, it'll be a lot easier for them to put movies of theirs into the theaters because they'll have an established chain to do it through instead of having to build their own and negotiate all their own shit. You know, they'll basically be grandfathered in, at least for a while. They'll eventually have to, do deals with theaters and all that shit the way all studios do. But they'll basically be gaining like an actual studio again with all the connections necessary and deals in place and all that good shit. And yeah, I think this would be the way Netflix would want to expand into putting shit into the theaters is to have an already established studio to do it with. And can you imagine the entire Warner Brothers library available on Netflix now? Or, obviously it wouldn't be the whole fucking thing, but just in general, like Warner Brothers has a lot of good shit, and it's not just DC. Like they have a lot of good shit. Even if you want to stick with nerdy shit, they got Harry Potter. They got some other stuff that I can't remember. But just in general, Warner Brothers has a lot of good shit. Plus all the HBO shit, which Netflix currently has to license out if they want to put that shit on there. And that'd save them a lot of licensing fees too. Like shit that Warner Brothers they have to license all that shit out that they have on there. That's not that's not a Netflix original. You know what I mean? They've always had to. So that'll eliminate a lot of licensing for them. That'll give them a way into the theaters that they don't have currently for themselves right now. I think it'd be very interesting if Netflix got a hold of Warner Brothers just in general. Now, as it comes to DC, I mean, Griff said Snyder Bros would 100% love it. Yes, that's because they'd be assuming that they would get the Snyderverse back because Snyder has a deal with Netflix. That's actually kind of a big assumption. Like, just because Snyder has a deal with Netflix doesn't mean he's going to, if Netflix buys Warner Brothers, that does not mean that Zach's going to be like, fuck yeah, I get to finish this shit. He has other interests. Believe it or not. That is far from a guarantee that Netflix would restore the Snyderverse. Far from a guarantee. Yeah. Well, if Netflix buys Warner Brothers, Brooke, they can no longer be theater. Like I said, this is their way to get over that aversion because they'd have an already set up system, assembly line, supply line, however you want to fucking put it. They'd have it a pre-built way in. They'd almost be grandfathering themselves into Hollywood at that point. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Now, what it could mean for DC, I don't know. If they do buy it, if they buy Warner Brothers, and James Gunn's DCU is successful, I don't really see Netflix rocking that boat. I don't think if James Gunn's doing a good job and those movies and his shit's making money and is popular and it's getting critical acclaim and all that and all that good shit, Netflix would be stupid to be like, okay, well, yeah, you're doing a good job, James, but also fuck off. Hey, Zach. Like that would be a bad business move. Not that most Snyder Bros would consider that fact. They just be like, wait, Zach works with Netflix? Spider-Verse! Not a guarantee. Not even close to a guarantee. Especially, again, if Gunn is doing well. If his DCU is doing well. No matter who buys Warner Brothers, if Gunn's DCU is doing well, they're not going to fuck with it. If it's doing poorly, that's a different story. Right? Now, for DC fans, or just comic book nerds in general, even if like you're more Marvel than DC, if you like DC at all, James Gunn fucking this up, and then whoever buys Warner Brothers wanting to start from scratch again, big pain in the butt. Big pain in the butt. So really, no matter who buys Warner Brothers, what happens with DC comes down to how Gunn's shit performs. If it does well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's bad business. If it's not doing well, expect them to do their own thing. Yeah. So yeah, so Paramount thing no longer definitely doesn't look like guaranteeing more, and its likelihood just went down. And there are people out there who would rejoice about that. 100%. So we will see how it goes. Apple could still throw their hat in the ring very easily. Hell, Universal could still throw their hat in the ring. For the longest time, they were rumored to be the ones that would probably do it. This is before, this was also well before the Skydance Paramount merger and fucking Larry Ellison going ham. Getting the UFC and all that shit. So we will see how it rolls out here over the next year or two. Somehow Griff returned, right? Yeah, so we'll see how this goes over the next year and a half or so, but I'll tell you what, competition is going to do Zaslav a lot of good. That's for sure. The more he drives up that stock price, the more that motherfucker's going to make. Because part of every CEO's package is a really good, nice set of stock options. Like that's standard pretty much in CEO pay packages. There's their salary that gets deposited into their bank account, and then there's basically future earnings through stock options. So if he gets the stock price up, and then the thing goes for, and then Warner Brothers gets sold for like a shit ton instead of just a shit ton, Daddy Zaz is going to be sitting pretty. So will his kids and his grandkids and their kids and their grandkids and their kids and generational wealth from those stock options. Basically what I'm saying. Well, that'll be interesting. DC now has a chance of being bought by at least one more person, and I guarantee there'll be more throwing their hats in the ring between now and then. I bet you Apple at least does. Disney will not. They have enough on their plate already. Besides, the current FCC wouldn't approve Disney buying much these days anyway. Cool. So that's that, Chad. Any further thoughts on that? All right. We shall move on to the next one. This is just a quick little blurb about Supergirl, but evidently DC Studios released an official synopsis. They did it on Threads, of course, I think. But I checked around. This is actually the official initial synopsis for Supergirl. While celebrating her 21st birthday, Kara Zor-El travels across the galaxy with her dog Crypto, during which she meets the young Ruthie Marie Noel and goes on, quote, a murderous quest for revenge. I'm assuming the revenge has to do with young Ruthie Marie. Not a lot of detail there. I mean, kind of what we expected. I mean, she showed up drunk at Superman. She's young looking, so yeah. She's out traveling across the galaxy, getting hammered on planets with red suns. Meets whoever this kid is, and that puts her on a murderous quest for revenge. Okay. So that's the synopsis. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? Personally, I need more details. That's like not. I mean, a murderous rampage. A murderous rampage of revenge. That sounds cool. I'd like to know. I would definitely would like to know what the motivation is beyond. I met this young girl and now I have to go fuck people up. You know, a little bit more than that would have been cool, but you know, I like murderous. You know, murderous revenge trip across the galaxy sounds pretty cool. What do you guys think? What do you guys? Anything to say about the Supergirl synopsis? All right. Well, chat, we have arrived. Even though Batman Day has been over in the Eastern Time Zone for an hour and a half, we're going to talk motherfucking Batman. But before we get to the movies, we need to get to the comics and the implications. You ready? Check this shit out. Batman #1, which was published in September and relaunched and renumbered, the DC Comics title for only the fourth time in the Dark Knight's 84-year history, has sold over 500,000 copies. It will likely be the top-selling comic of the year. I love this one. I'm not sure what the hell's going on. He looks like he got done fucked up. I like the suit though. I don't know why he's sitting there like one glove off, one boot off, and a sock. That's kind of weird. Oh, this is cool. This is like an amalgam of villains here. Penguin, Two-Face, that Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze, Joker, Bane, Poison Ivy. Who the fuck that is? I should probably know. Oh, there's Clayface. Bane there, not sure who that is. Clayface, Killer Croc, Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, Joker. Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? So, I like the new uni. I like that they went. I like the original coloring, and I also like the, you know, this kind of bat symbol here, the thicker bat symbol. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the traditional one with with the yellow background and the black bat in the middle. But, I think it's cool that they went back to the blue and gray, though. I really do. Blue and silver, whatever you fucking want to call it. But yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. 500,000 copies, chat. Over. For the newest Batman #1. 500,000 copies. I wonder if Rob's covered this yet. So, yeah, Batman. Still pretty fucking popular. Still the biggest hero in DC. And you know what else this tells me, chat? this Batman #1 selling over 500,000 copies, the Batman 2 is probably going to do pretty well. Even though that's still like 2 years from now when it comes out. You know, now I think about it, this doesn't guarantee shit for the Batman 2. Although it probably will help. If this line continues to perform like this, then yeah, there's gonna be a lot of hype for the Batman 2. But you know what else this tells me? People fucking love Batman. People want Batman. So James Gunn better get his fucking ass in gear when it comes to his Batman, get that shit figured out, and give us some goddamn Batman. Because evidently people fucking want it. Over 500,000 copies of Batman #1 sold. Like, Gunn better get his shit in gear when it comes to this motherfucker. Over 500,000 copies already. Now, I don't know what the breakdown is in terms of, like, you know, that's how many copies have walked out of a store. I don't know if that's pre-orders. I don't know what the actual sales breakdown is. But regardless, over 500,000 copies of Batman #1. Gunn better get on it. Like, if Reeves ain't gonna budge, just get it cashed, get your fucking Batman movie written, and let's go. You know? Like, let's get this shit done, bro. People want it. They're buying the comic in droves. Let's do it. What do you guys think? Fucking the newest Batman #1. Only the fourth time there's been a Batman #1 in its 84-year history, and it sold 500,000 copies. What y'all think? I think it's astounding. I think it's awesome. And I think Gunn better get his ass in gear and get a Batman. Like, if I'm Gunn, I see that, and I am, like, all up in my Batman writer's ass. Like, getting this shit going. People want it. Obviously. So, that's what I think about that sales stat. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty dope. And I think it should be a big sign to DC Studios. Yeah. All right. Batman 2 news. That's what's on the thumbnail. We are finally fucking getting to it. We've been here for goddamn ever, so let's go. Initially, we have these details so far. Filming starts around April 2026. We have talked about it. We've talked about that before. Bruce Wayne is finding it very hard to be Batman. We've talked about that a little bit. Takes Batman in a direction never done before in this way. Yeah, we'll see about that. Directors love to say that, and then we go to the movie and realize, yeah, it kind of has been done that way before, motherfucker. I like this though. Another murder mystery, digging deeper into the corruption. That's cool. I mean, Batman getting his detective on is always good. Penguin appears in 5 to 6 scenes. All right. Sophia Falcone will not appear. Stupid as fuck, in my opinion. Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson believe it will top the first film. Okay, cool. Well, that's generally what you hope for when you make a sequel, is that people love it even more. You know, people show up because they love the first one, and plus word of mouth, so more people show up. And then, you know, but you got to deliver. But yeah, that's always the hope, is that the second one will top the first one. Right? So, like, nothing super major here. Most of this shit we'd already heard. And we didn't. Prior to this, we'd only heard that, you know, Penguin was going to have, like, a smaller role. But, you know, 5 to 6 scenes isn't too bad. You know, it ain't a shit ton. But Bruce Wayne finding it very hard to be Batman, that's not really a new development. Like, he was already having a hard time in the first one, so we'll see. But yeah, so that's just initial things. But here's the one that really got people activated, right? And of course, is the reason I made the thumbnail I made for tonight. Well, if I'm being honest, I can't really say I made this thumbnail. I caused ChatGPT to generate that thumbnail for me. Like, I'll be honest about that. I fucking used AI. Yeah, that's right. And I'll do it again. And I'll fucking keep doing it. Because I suck at art. I'm going to let AI do that shit for me. Anyway. So as you saw in the thumbnail, it's like Hush versus Batman. Now, why the fuck do I think Hush is going to be the main villain? Why do I think Hush is going to be the main villain of Batman Part 2? Well, there's the history of Hush. It's a combination of the history of Hush and this quote from Matt Reeves that came out a couple days ago. Now, Hush is actually he hasn't been around a super long time. Hush appeared in January of 2003. Right? In Batman number 609. Writer Jeff Loeb created him, and writer and artist Jim Lee drew his ass. But here's the deal with Hush. And for those of you who don't know the story of Hush or his background or what have you, some of you do in here live right now. Some of you may know. And some of you that made it this far into the replay, first of all, fucking thank you. I know there's a long-ass goddamn stream. Yeah, so if you know, bear with me. If you don't know, this is why that quote matters. And why not only me, but a fair chunk of people are like, we're getting Hush. All right, so here's the deal with Hush. Like I said, he's not like an older DC character. He's from this century, 2003. But here's the deal. Hush. His real name is Dr. Thomas Elliot. So here's his deal. Thomas Elliot was born this is also a ChatGPT summary, so here we go. Thomas Elliot was born into one of Gotham City's wealthiest families and raised alongside Bruce Wayne, becoming his closest childhood friend. Despite their bond, Elliot harbored jealousy and resentment towards Bruce. Seeking freedom from his parents' control, Elliot sabotaged the brakes on their car, causing a crash that killed his father. His plan to inherit the family fortune early was thwarted when Dr. Thomas Wayne, Bruce's father, performed life-saving surgery on Elliot's mother. This intervention planted a deep hatred in Elliot for the Wayne family. As an adult, Elliot became a celebrated surgeon, but his professional success did not quell his envy of Bruce Wayne. When Bruce inherited the Wayne fortune following the murder of his parents, Elliot's jealousy evolved into obsession. Eventually, interesting, massive time jump, but here we go. Eventually discovering Batman's true identity, Elliot constructed an elaborate scheme to destroy Bruce Wayne's life. Adopting the alias Hush, Elliot wrapped his face in bandages and manipulated many of Gotham's notorious criminals, including Poison Ivy, the Joker, and the Riddler, into a coordinated assault on Batman. His ultimate goal was not merely to defeat Batman physically, but to dismantle his world and leave him emotionally broken. So, yeah, as you can see, it's a very interesting history. Knows Bruce Wayne really well, grew up with him. Went a little psycho because he wanted his parents' money and not his parents. Tried to kill them both, only killed his dad. Thomas Wayne saved his mom. Really pissed him off. He says, fuck all the Waynes. Grows up, becomes a celebrated surgeon, mind you. just to give you an idea, like he's probably celebrated on the level of Doctor Strange before his accident. You know what I mean? I feel like that's probably the what celebrated surgeon means, right? Um, which Captain Kirk? Strange New Worlds Kirk? I don't know. Well, your eyesight's probably failing anyway because you're middle aged like me. So I think, if I remember right, or maybe are you only in like your? I don't remember. I'd have to look up Paul Wesley. I'll take your word for it. And I'm going to say they could be brothers, and your eyesight is not failing. I'm going with that. You win. But yeah, so yeah, long history with Wayne. Okay, so what does that have to do with why not only I but a fair chunk of others think Hush is going to be in the Batman too? Well, it is because of this quote from Matt Reeves. This is the happy sad. Yep, Josh Horowitz, Happy Sad Confused podcast. So this quote is why everyone that knows about Hush even a little thinks it's going to be Hush in the Batman 2. So Matt Reeves on the villain of the Batman Part 2, again, courtesy of the Happy Sad Confused podcast on Josh Horowitz's YouTube channel. Here we go. I never wanted to lose Rob at the center of these stories, and so that is really what we set our aim on. And so picking the right villain that digs into what that does, that sort of goes into his past and his life, that was what drove, that's probably supposed to be what? That was what drove that sort of discussion. And I will say it's never really been done in a movie before. It's this line here that everyone was like, it's fucking Hush. That sort of goes into his past and his life. And it's never really been done in a movie before. Thus, everyone's like, holy shit, it's Hush. And it makes sense. It makes sense given the context of Matt Reeves' quotes, digging into his life and his past. Villain never really been done on in live action before. Well, when you put those together, Occam's razor solution to that one, the most obvious solution is Hush. I mean, we're talking about a character who is childhood friends with Bruce Wayne. Had early indicators of being a little fucking psycho when he tried to kill his parents so he could control his life and all the money of his family's fortune. Grew up to be a surgeon. Still always obsessed with Bruce Wayne and destroying him. So that's the big thing. That's why a lot of people are thinking it's going to be Hush. And frankly, a lot of people have wanted to see Hush in live action for quite some time anyway, Batman fans. Because when he was introduced, that was a big fucking deal. Like, he got popular. People loved that run. Like, they gave him 2 more big appearances and a couple big arcs. And I really wish I hadn't closed my Jet GPT window so I could know what they are. But, yeah. Yeah. The evidence is really strong, guys. Well, that might be a bit of an overstatement, but I'd say that Matt, when you combine Matt Reeves' comments with the history of Hush, it really looks like Hush is going to be the big bad in the Batman Part 2, which is really cool. Now, I haven't actually read those runs. I rely on Rob over at Comics Explain for that shit. But yeah, he thinks Hush is dope, and I trust him. I don't even think I've gotten to the Hush stuff on the Batman playlist yet that I've been going through. Anyway, set that aside. Yeah. Reeves talks about a villain that, digging deep into Bruce Wayne's past and childhood and shit. This villain never being done, and yeah, sounds like Hush to me. What do you guys think? And how do you feel about it? How familiar are you guys with Hush? Like, are you familiar with him? Do you think he's a dope character? I mean, the DC fandom / Batman fandom thinks he's a really dope character. Rob thinks he's a really dope character. Based on all that, I'm inclined to think he's a dope character, even though I haven't really read anything about him. Like, the concept is pretty dope. Childhood friend of Bruce grows up a psycho, tries to destroy Bruce out of pure jealousy. Sounds like fun. Now, obviously, there's a lot more specifics of what, Hush got into and how he tried to fuck with Bruce. There's a lot there. And I don't know the details of I'm not well versed. I'm barely versed at all, honestly, real talk. But I knew just enough about Hush to read that and go from, again, because Rob, I've seen videos where Rob's talking about him a little bit, but I haven't watched anything directly about the runs that involve Hush. Not yet. But, just from watching some of Rob's DC videos in general, I knew Hush was a villain, or the person that became Hush had been in Bruce's life since childhood. So, if anyone heard any new news on the Clayface movie? Seems to have gone very quiet. Nothing recently, no, actually. There's some more set photos. Saw the dude that's playing Clayface. They showed some pictures of him looking all fucked up. So I'm guessing that's from scenes that are set after the car accident that fucks up his face in the first place. Then there's all the posters with little various DC Easter eggs about characters and shit. Like there's Club Vesuvius is a setting in there, which is where Zatanna performs. There was a poster talks about going to some big rally that's being hosted by the fucking Joker, no less, an anti-police rally, I believe it is. Some other stuff like that. Basically set photo Easter eggs and shit like that, but like actual news, no. No news lately for that movie. Yeah. Seems like it's going to be Hush, chat. Now, could we be wrong? Yeah. Could very easily be wrong. But, again, based on those comments, the character history of Hush, yeah, no problem, David. It really seems like that's who Matt Reeves is talking about. And again, Batman fans who really know stuff, dig Hush. This is probably a good fucking idea if they do them right. This could be really, really good. Yep. All right. We are finally through all the topics I wanted to talk about, chat. Almost 4 hours later. Holy fuck. So, if you guys have any further thoughts, lay them on me, like, quickly, because I'm tired. It's been a long fucking week, and again, we've been here almost 4 hours ourselves. First of all, thank you for lasting this long. Pause. Really appreciate you guys hanging out for the duration. Really, really do. That's fucking awesome. And if you watched this whole motherfucker live on the replay, thank you. Yeah. Anything else, chat? Thoughts, questions, concerns about anything we talked about? Something else nerdy on your mind that you were hoping I'd talk about? Or thought maybe I would talk about? What have you? Time out. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? I'm confused. Oh, I get it now, yeah. Never mind, you were talking about that. Yep. Okay. I'm not confused anymore. Boo-doop-boop-boop-boop-boo. Last chance, chat. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Whoops. I jiggled the table. Jiggle physics. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for hanging out for about goddamn ever. Really appreciate it. Really, really, really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed your time. Hope you guys enjoyed the subjects. Hope you enjoyed my thoughts. Hope you had good thoughts. Wow, that was really lame. Sorry about that. But yeah, you guys are the best for hanging out for as long as you do. Yeah, time is precious, and you guys choosing to spend it here is amazing. So thank you for that. Hope you had a good time. I had a good time. I enjoyed talking with you guys about this nerdy shit, chewing on some of it a little bit, seeing if we can figure some shit out. Although not as I can't go as deeply into that kind of shit as others. Like, I'll be real, but I try and keep it fun. I try and pass along at least decently put together thoughts. Try and be logical. Try and offer what little insight I can. So thank you guys for being here. Season finale of Alien Earth Tuesday night, y'all. Oh, man, I am so excited for that. I think that episode is going to pop the fuck off. So, and then we'll be back Wednesday night where we'll probably just be doing more show watching. Probably plow through zombies, watch the next episode of Gen V. And then we'll be back here next Saturday, summarizing all the shit again. So, much love, y'all. I thank you kindly for being here. Have a good rest of your weekend. And Alien Earth season finale Tuesday night. All right. Much love, y'all. Bye-bye. Oh, chat. Y'all are so cool hanging out this long. Really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys so very much for hanging out here on the regular, listening to me yap. Pretty fucking cool. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend. I hope you're excited for the Alien Earth season finale. I'm fucking excited. I am so hyped for that shit. And I'm hyped for zombies. We got some cool shit to watch next week, chat. So, come on back for all that fun watching of cool, nerdy shows. And then, of course, next Saturday, we will just talk about the nerdy news we didn't talk about because we were watching shit. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here. Much love. You guys are the dopest. Come back on Tuesday. Alien Earth season finale. Be safe. And wherever you're at and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. Later, y'all. Peace.